The right to offend is not some pesky little part of freedom of speech that we have to put up with. It is the heart and soul and lungs of freedom of speech. It is the coursing lifeblood of human progress. It is the instigator of liberty and modernity and science and understanding. What a laughing stock today's student leaders are, that they can so casually dismiss the right to be offensive without realizing that their lovely, enlightened lives are the gift of individuals who gave offense. Offensiveness is not just something we have to begrudgingly accept. Offensiveness is the motor of human progress.
Now broadcasting from the Right to Offend Media Studios in sunny South Florida, bringing you the latest in politics, current events, art, and pop culture. This is the Whitfield Report Live with Sam Whitfield.
But giving offense is good. In fact, it's essential.
No, giving offense is essential, and I would say that a lot of people have been offended this week by multiple things.
I'm glad you feel that way, Sam, because I have a list tonight that's going to knock your socks off. But people were complaining. We were just discussing this of the guest on Monday, who I adore, by the way. I first talked to him on, I think, the election night stream. He's a very reasonable guy, and he had some pointed criticisms about specific things, which made sense to me at the time, hearing it. And whoops. And then I guess people didn't like that he criticized some Trump moves.
Well,
very lightly.
Yeah,
y'all need to chill. Dude's like a real G.
I didn't even see them as overly harshly criticisms. They were more like, "Hey, Trump could be doing this a little bit better." I think honestly, I think a B+ for any. And Gabe even said this, that's
a high grade.
Like a B+ for any president within the first 100 days is astounding, honestly, I think.
Yeah, well, I was thinking about that when he said B+, because I was in agreement.
I thought Asian parents.
Yeah, I thought that he was very reasonable with a B+, and I thought that was a little high even, because I'm thinking, what did Joe Biden get? Joe Biden got not even an F. Joe Biden got a incomplete. You know what I mean? He didn't show up to class enough to get a grade. Okay. Then let's go back. Trump first 100 days last time, I would have given him a C+.
Yeah. No, I just wanted to point out for the folks.
I want one more. Obama. Even if you're a liberal, you would only have to give his first 100 days both times maybe a B-.
Yeah.
And if you're on the other side, it was an F both times.
I just want to point out, folks, that that Biden's first 100 days as president were basically the highlight of that whole thing, of his presidency, really, but especially the first 100 days was the disaster.
When he farted.
Well, that, but policy-wise, also the disastrous pull out of Afghanistan, which was that was the political equivalent of oops.
That was the political equivalent of shitting your pants, Sam. But the other one that he did the first 100 days was close the pipeline with Canada, which has led to this whole people don't understand that when he closed the Keystone XL pipeline, that set Canada into a bit of an economic and political turmoil as well, which we're seeing the results of in this current election.
But they'll never fucking blame him.
And the smell of Biden's fart still lingers, is what I'm trying to say, Sam.
Oh yeah, the stench.
This is a high class show, we know.
The stench of Obama's presidency even still lingers.
I would be more generous than he was and I would say an A-. I think there's a couple things that I would maybe tighten up, particularly staffing choices. I think also there's like a segment of like the Trump so-called MAGA people that are just unhappy with everything always. And you have to ignore those. The Ann Coulters of the world, let's say. The constant Ann Coulter would have been a Trump guy, except then Trump became popular, and so she had to be opposed to him.
And then on the flip side, and
I do mean guy, Sam, because have you seen Ann Coulter? Jeez. Time has not been kind.
Yeah,
you already had a horse face, Sam. Now she's got an Adam's apple.
Terrible. There's a reason like Ann Coulter's one of these people who like tries to act like trad and whatnot and say that everyone should get married and whatnot, and it's like, okay, well then why aren't if you're so trad, why aren't you married? And Ann Coulter or something.
Where's all your kids, Ann?
Yeah. No, even
you can't go there with women though, Sam. They think that's off the table, even though they're literally telling other people to do it. You can't say, but you didn't.
Even Rush Limbaugh, like in his later years, kind of pointed, kind of like in his own polite way, called Ann out for being a little bit,
he pointed out that she was being a contrarian and a hypocrite, flat out.
Yeah,
right to her face, if I remember correctly, he had her in studio.
And that's in all honesty, that's why they didn't really get a.
That's why Rush is the king.
Yeah, that's why they didn't get along, too well towards, because
it's like she is pointed out is that he's not like just a work on when he's on. Most of the things he's talking about that he truly believed, he believed off air too.
Yeah, no.
And so that bothered her because like he did believe that she was being a hypocrite, and he was one of her biggest supporters at one point, definitely putting her on the air, all kinds of things for years. And then when she turned on Trump, and a lot of people have as well, a lot of people don't like Kash Patel. A lot of people don't like Pam Bondi. They get really excited. A lot of them too are obsessive Epstein guys. And I get that. Like I get the you want to save kids, but at this point you're not saving any kids. At this point you're trying to turn over the hornet's nest that you think is there, but maybe it's just not as there as you think it is.
Well,
maybe these people work in shadows, and maybe evidence is harder to come by than you think. Because they're all like, oh, nobody's been arrested. Well, maybe you have to have fucking evidence to arrest somebody. And maybe what you, internet conspiracy guy, think is good evidence doesn't hold up for a fucking judge, bro.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean they're not trying, and that doesn't mean they don't care.
It's funny that you say that, because my mom and I actually had this conversation, and because she has a friend who's like, who hyper focuses on a lot of that stuff, and she said to her,
like, I don't want to shit on these people for caring about children's safety. That's not my point. My point is to attack our own side because you're not getting the results that you want. Kind of puts you like almost on the other side anyway, which is the point of the black pill stuff, by the way.
Yeah, well, also to kind of paraphrase what my mom said to her friend, though, she said, so you're basically willing to throw the baby out with the bathwater over the entire Trump presidency because of this one issue. Everything that Trump has done to improve the country already in just
it's
less
like
than
they forgot
days.
What it was like 9 months ago.
Yeah, for some of them. And also this was another thing that Gabe and I both pointed out, like, people are still upset that inflation is high, and look, we get it, but that's not Trump's fault. We're still feeling the effects of Bidenomics.
The tariffs are Trump's fault. And I would say this: the tariffs are raising some prices on some things for 100% for sure, particularly Chinese goods. And that is maybe bad for a person right now. However, China can't hold on as long as we can in that regard. But whatever. People that don't like the tariffs are not ever going to like the tariffs. But I want to point out, me and Shmuley, with our economist friend Asa, laid out a case for tariffs before Trump even ran for office, why we would prefer tariffs even over income taxes, which is something that Trump is discussing. So I can't call that a loss, Sam. When the president is talking about an idea me and a couple, goons had in a fucking chat room on a Friday night that we explained 10 years ago is now a talking point for a major, president. Right. And who's literally considering it, and the populace is like, that's not the worst idea ever. I consider that a win. So I'm a very pro-tariff guy, Sam. So I can't criticize him on that tip.
Well, and also...
Max, just to clarify, are you guys goons like badasses or gooners?
No, see, I'm not a zoomer, so I don't reinvent words. No, like a thug, like a street bro. Like a Goomba, like a Mama Luke.
Just making
You're
sure.
Italian, you know what a Mama Luke is.
Question.
Like a Mama Luke.
I don't know if I just had to make sure and ask the question.
No, like Benny down on the block who'll bust your head in with a brick, that kind of goon.
Just making sure.
A hired goon.
Just making sure.
But no,
you guys might be the other one. I don't know about that.
The question
you guys with the wrestling girls.
Sam, so I'm good.
People seem to forget that Trump had tariffs the first during his
the
first
tariffs
term
apply
too.
to anime porn, Sam, because the gooners would be super mad.
Well, look, I'm not. I don't.
You're
really
an anime porn expert, Sam. Come on, you should know this stuff.
No.
Yeah.
No, sir.
When I need anime porn information, I turn to Sam Whitfield.
I don't know if the tariffs apply to anime porn, but it should.
And then
it should.
And then in turn, I turned to Mortheous, and I'm like, "What the fuck is this?" And he's like, "I don't know. Let me ask our other friend, other Craig." And then he's like,
because you got a source on the anime porn information. That's what I'm saying, is I don't have such a source, so I turn to you because you look at his face. He's trustworthy, right? So I defer to you on the anime.
Of course. And then Mort and I have to turn into our other sources. Speaking of,
now, if it was ask about wrestling girl rule 34, you guys, I don't think you need any sources at all.
You know what the source for that is? Reddit.
True. True.
To paraphrase what Fauci said, I am the source.
There you go.
So, but no, more. What is your rating of Trump's first 100 days, sir?
Yeah, I would probably go as a B to a B minus. I'm not entirely happy with him, but I'm not upset.
So,
which is fair, because we should remind people he started as a left-leaning independent quite a few years ago and not political at all.
Right.
So that's a pretty good, anything in a B category is a good grade to take somebody who is apolitical, essentially.
So, shocker.
Hold on. There's an important comparison point. Mortheous, what would you have given Joe Biden after 100 days?
Get the fuck out of the office.
Yeah. Go ahead, Sam. Sorry, I thought that was an important one, too.
So, shocker, ladies and gentlemen, as it turns out, we actually have the same rating as, we pretty much all have the same rating. Gabe and everyone here all seem to have the same rating.
A minus to B minus is the fucking scope. That's basically, yes, you're right, the same grade.
I think
I gave essentially the highest, Mortheous essentially on the lowest end.
To be fair,
so the median would be a B plus.
to be fair, like I think the people who are getting like really mad at Gabe are like more like the Trump grifters who are just like trying to be like, oh, Trump is an A plus, and you know he can do no wrong.
Trying to suck Trump off.
Well,
why would I say C plus the previous time? Right? It's not all in his hands.
Right.
He has a Congress a C plus the first time, Sam, is because he had a Congress that was friendly. And he handed out a couple of mandates to that Congress that was Republican, right?
Right.
One of the mandates was to repeal and replace, or just repeal, Obamacare. That failed. They failed to do that. The other was a border wall. They failed to do that. So he had to go through other means to do both of those things, which he didn't. He ended up just saying, you know what, I'm going to repeal the mandate on Obamacare, which was in his first 100 days the first time, Sam. Yes, that was one of the first things he did. Yep. He repealed the mandate. If you're not familiar with the mandate, it means that if you don't have insurance, you owe the government $2,000.
Yes.
Right. It's a tax on you not having insurance. And that was how he handled it.
Yeah.
And so Trump repealed that Obamacare mandate, which he said doomed the system, but it was an unfair tax on people to begin with. And then I believe Biden did not reinstate that mandate either.
No.
Right, because the Democrats know better. The mandate's not popular. And the Democrats also know what he knew then and what he said out loud is that Obamacare is destined to fail. And it was designed that way so they could bring in a more socialized version of it. Yes, more like Canada. They wanted it to fail so they could make us like Canada or the UK.
Yes, which is what they've tried to do. And speaking of Canada,
but I'm just pointing out that those are reasons I would take off grades for Trump that have very little to. He was right on that issue, but could not get it past Congress. So unfortunately, I'm grading the Trump administration now, not Donald Trump the man. And Donald Trump administration in 2016 didn't get really anything about the Obamacare thing. And so then he signed the mandate repeal, which I would give that to handle it that way is like a B- at best, because what he wanted was repeal it and replace it basically with what we had before Obamacare with a little more safety net tied into maybe Medicaid. Right. So the people that couldn't get insurance, you could get them under Medicaid. Like just add poor people to it. But instead, they redesigned the entire system from the ground up. You understand?
Yeah.
What Trump wanted to do was insurance was a lot cheaper back then, by the way, before Obama. For those of you who did not have insurance prior to Obama because you're not old enough, it was very cheap. And you could get awesome insurance that covered everything for relatively cheap. So all that Trump was saying is we could go back to that. Without all these mandates and crazy Obamacare shit, we could do the pre-existing condition thing. We could keep that. He was specific about that, right?
Yes.
And then we could change it to be more like it used to be and then open up Medicare or Medicaid to way more people, which we did anyway. So the whole point of it was basically to make the fucking insurance companies rich, and everybody knows it. That's why when an insurance CEO gets murdered, people cheer for it. I'm not saying I agree. I think that's horrible. But the reason that people cheer for it is because we all know that the left and the right agree. The insurance companies wrote these laws to get rich. The difference in opinion is that the left wants a socialized system. They want the government to run everything directly, whereas we want a less centralized system. But the idea that we all don't see that the insurance companies are ripping everybody off. No, we do. We all see it.
The thing that is super unpopular, at least for the left, though, is and I don't usually shout at like the big voices, but Dan Bongino pointed this out before he went to become assistant director of the FBI. But Dan Bongino pointed out that a lot of what people are upset with the insurance companies for is stuff that the insurance companies worked with the Obama worked with the Obama administration on.
Well, they wrote Obamacare, Sam. The same lawyer wrote Obamacare directly. The guy that actually he put his hands on keys. Either way, the guy that wrote the proposal had written previously Romney Care, and we have talked about this before, but it's always worth a rehash. In Massachusetts, Romney Care was the prototype for Obamacare. Difference being it's a matter of scale. Because you could argue that Romney Care sort of worked. Well, it did. Massachusetts is a small state and it's kind of rich. When you expand that out to the whole country, not only that, but we've changed the laws since they were enacted so significantly that by the time Obamacare passed, it was like our beta bill, right? And we changed a whole bunch of things to make it better. And by the way, we're exempt from it. So insurance isn't as big of a fucking concern from people in Massachusetts, actually, as it is in a lot of other states. Because of the reforms that we made and because of the Obamacare exemption that we got because we were already compliant and then some, right?
Yeah.
So it's a tricky situation, but the end result of it is that you get a lot of people that know they're getting ripped off by these insurance companies. And by the way, they're getting ripped off over their health, which is not a good combination. And so they're kind of pissed off. So it's not surprising when this guy, commits a murder on somebody that because of his position as a CEO, the people just assume he's a scumbag. I don't know. Was he or wasn't he? I don't know. But people assume it because insurance companies are ripping all of us off every day and everybody knows it. How do we handle that? Well, the left thinks we should make government God in control of all of our health at all times, which is a terrible idea, in my personal humble opinion. And then the right thinks that we should maybe rein back on the government some. But the funny part is what we have is this mishmash of in the middle that doesn't work and everybody's miserable about. That's politics.
Yeah.
See, people get into day-and-day politics, but that's what long-term politics looks like, Sam, is that Obama had an idea for a new healthcare. Actually, Ted Kennedy used to be Kennedy Care. When he died, they took his idea, which was Romney Care. We call it Romney Care because the Republican Mitt Romney signed it, but it was Kennedy Care.
Well,
it was a Kennedy lawyer wrote it. Ted Kennedy died, and they said, "Oh, we got to honor the lion." You remember that, Sam? We got to honor the lion.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I was just starting to say that. Yeah, that was like Nancy Pelosi's call to arms.
The rapist, murderer, Ted Kennedy, the pedophile. Yeah, fuck you people. You got this healthcare system that we got all fucked up because it was like, oh, poor rapist pedophile died.
The original lion, Ted Kennedy.
Martha's Vineyard Beach. He's sitting there watching his fucking nephew, who will go unnamed because he's still alive, raping women, cheering them on while drinking a beer. That's Ted Kennedy for you. How about Chappaquiddick? This is the guy that we changed our entire healthcare system for, Sam, because he died. He drove off a bridge with a woman in the car, Sam, and he left her in the car to die and didn't tell anybody.
Do I get a statue when I die?
And then he swam across the Cape Cod Canal, Sam. It's like 4 miles to his hotel so that he didn't have to talk to the cops. But he's not a murderer, right?
Did you ever see the movie Chappaquiddick?
Of course I did. It was not great. I'm glad they made a movie, but it wasn't a great movie.
I honestly thought it was terrible because they made him like too sympathetic, and I'm like, this guy deserves no sympathy.
Well, it's tough. It's the protagonist problem, right? Is when you choose to make him the protagonist, you have to make him sympathetic.
Yeah.
That's why I would have made her the protagonist and made it a horror movie.
Yeah, well, that's what it should have been. That's what it should have been.
Just drowned, Sam. There was a pocket of air. She stayed in that car alive for hours until she got too exhausted swimming in the car and drowned. Talk about a horror movie, right? This is the guy. That's why he never ran for. He was the one Kennedy that didn't run for president because the other two, his brothers, got killed. With the other brother got killed in the war. Was a fighter pilot, and he's not going to run. He's a murderer. He's a rapist. He's accused multiple times very credibly, and it's Massachusetts, and he's a Kennedy, so he might as well be Jesus.
Yeah.
Which is disgusting, but true. Do you know, Sam, around here, the kind of people that are around here, they put up pictures of Jesus next to Martin Luther King, next to fucking John Kennedy, next to Robert Kennedy. I'm not even joking. Joe could back me up on that.
I've heard that. I mean,
and if they don't have Martin Luther King and they don't have Bobby Kennedy, they still got JFK up like next to Jesus in the same position of their home, as if he was Jesus.
Yeah, no, I saw that one time when I went back to Connecticut with my mom, and that was
they call the family Camelot to give it this mythical quality to it. They talk about the Kennedy curse. Man, they prop these people up, and then you look into them, and I know some of them. I've known some of them throughout my life. Okay, they're not good people. They're not good people.
Well,
I'll say it. I ain't afraid of that. Yeah, every Kennedy I've met is a dickhead, including Ted, by the way.
I don't know if you've watched my interview with.
No, that's not true. Hold on. JFK Jr. was cool, but he died when I was a kid, so I only met him when I was a kid. So I imagine he would be nice to a kid, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Why? I don't know if you saw my.
I just don't want to defame somebody who was actually nice to me. Yes, John F. Kennedy Jr. was nice to me. The rest of them have been either rude to, or dismissive to me or done something awful.
I don't know if you saw. Sam, I don't know if you saw the premium video I did of James Ellroy's interview, but one of the books he wrote, American Tabloid, that book came out actually the year I was born, the same month actually, and that book, despite getting Time Magazine's Book of the Year, one of the criticisms was that Ellroy, he's kind of, he's right wing, but the media really perclutched because Ellroy, even though it's fiction, he pretty much talked like in the book how scummy the Kennedys are. Like even JFK to a certain point. There's
not even he was scummy as the rest of them.
There's speculation, and it's
not speculation. I mean, there's speculation about specific things, like you're talking about the Marilyn Monroe thing. Yeah, but there is not speculation that he was fucking other broads.
Yeah, he
was fucking all kinds of women in and out the White House and before when he was a senator. And everybody knows it. And there's so much documentation, Sam, that you want to beat around the bush for the same reason everybody else beats around the bush, because you're not supposed to talk about it because they're the fucking Kennedys. And oh my God, it's the Kennedys. Look, they ain't no special motherfuckers.
They're the royal family of the U.S.
Ellroy got canceled for a bit in the 90s because he wrote a scene in the book in which JFK is pretty much like a piece of shit to Marilyn Monroe, who, hey, say what you will about Marilyn Monroe, but she did not deserve to be treated like she did by the Kennedys or by the mob guys that she was involved with, or by Arthur Miller, who was a commie by the way.
Oh, you think he wrote a play about how fucking McCarthyism is a witch hunt and he's a commie, you say? What a shock.
Yeah, we're not.
And they still teach that play for the same reason they still teach you not to say bad things about JFK, Sam. Because it's boomer mythology bullshit, Sam. They've lionized him. I've talked about this before. They pick JFK and they pick Martin Luther King as the black guy, right? Well, what about Malcolm X? What's wrong with him? He was also martyred at that same period of time.
Yeah.
Oh, please tell me what was wrong with Malcolm X.
The fact that he I don't think there's anything wrong with Malcolm X personally, but from what I've heard, the fact that from what I've been told, he chose violence over peace on
when? At what point did he actually choose violence, Sam? When he was murdered? In
I
cold
don't
blood?
know. That's what my college professors have told me. So to that I say
No, he said you
X
should
doubt.
use violence. That's why they don't want us to talk about him. He said when your neck's getting stepped on, it's okay to push the fucking boot off.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying though, Max. When I was in college, I got in trouble from some of my professors for saying that Arthur Miller was a commie, because if you say not communist, but if you say the word commie in particular, that's the same as using the N bomb, from what I've been
I'm saying
told.
this is stupid boomer mythology bullshit that they've created, right? That you can't ever say that JFK was an absolute womanizing piece of shit. But it's true. Everybody knows it's true. Nobody denies that it's true. They just tell you you're not allowed to say it. But in the same breath, they'll say Martin Luther King, it was not that. Well, how about all of them orgies that they have video of him at? Oh,
Yeah.
he's a wholesome Christian family man, but he's also a commie having mass orgies. So, he said we shouldn't ever use violence in any situation. Basically, the reason they lionize Martin, and I'll tell you, where do I get this from, Sam, is a lot of black friends that have schooled me on this over the years, like black radical fucking gangster motherfuckers. And they're like, Martin Luther King says you should let them step on your neck until you choke. And Malcolm X, if you read his book, he basically says you should take that fucking boot off your fucking neck by any means necessary. Is that him choosing violence? Or is that him saying you should stand up to a bully? And you should do so with force, because that's
being
what's
man
being
and stand up to a fucking bully.
Yeah, Malcolm X gets a real bad rap, Sam. I will say this: he was a black separatist, so he wanted a nation for black people within the U.S., and he felt that would be an appropriate reparations, like the state of, I think he said the state of like Alabama and Georgia or something to that effect.
Which back then, I mean,
it's a radical thing to say.
Well, but also like back then, like Alabama and Georgia, like let's be honest, like that's where a lot of notable like black hate crime took place. So I can't necessarily.
And it's the one place that the majority population was black at the time, and still to this day is.
In the context of what he was saying, I can't blame him, for.
I would suggest to anybody to just read his autobiography. If you believe that he was some demon undeserving of our listen and attention, and so you don't even know about his murder and how it was carried out or what they might have meant politically for the time or anything like that, it's because they don't want you to talk about Malcolm X. They want you to talk about JFK, but they don't want you to talk about the bad stuff about JFK, but they do want you to talk about the bad stuff about Malcolm X.
MLK, you mean?
No, JFK. MLK too, but both. The boomers chose them as the good guys, and they chose a guy like Charles Manson as a bad guy, and now all the evidence has come out. So we're doing a Manson stream soon, I promise you. And I am so fucking glad to have been right since I was an edgy teenager in saying that not only did Charles Manson not kill anybody, but the fucking government had everything to do with those murders. And guess what came out in relation to those JFK files, Sam? A whole bunch of files that prove exactly that. Shocker. Charles Manson was just a fucking patsy. A crazy guy.
Also, J. Edgar Hoover was a piece of shit. And a
cross-dresser. Today, I guess, to be a tranny, right?
Yes, pretty much.
People think that's the first time under Biden we had trannies in the government. J. Edgar Hoover had all kinds of tranny shit going on.
He just had to hide it.
He was an evil motherfucker too. People act like the
all the people I'm talking about. He probably at least knew of their murders beforehand.
And he had people wiretap. People think that the Bushes went over the line with the surveillance state after 9/11, which is true, they did. But
at least there was courts and guidelines. J. Edgar Hoover had no such thing.
Yeah, no. J. Edgar Hoover was like wiretapping everyone, and then just like not.
He'd be like, I think this guy sounds like a commie. I'm gonna wiretap his grandma.
Yeah. Although it's funny because
then he's sitting there listening to grandma's phone calls while he's in a dress at the FBI office in Quantico. Yeah.
Which is, well, it's funny too because
smoking a cigar, listening to Granny talk about bingo night.
Because J. Edgar Hoover wasn't exactly like conservative either by any means. So
I mean, well, it's super conservative to wear a dress, Sam. It's the current year. That's traditional for men now, right?
Oh,
you see all these guys? They're like, I'm a big masculine male because I wear pink. No, you're not. You're kind of a queer. I got a list, Sam.
Yes, you do. So, I mean, you
thought that joke was offensive. You'll love this list.
Yeah, no, I have a feeling I will, especially since Maxine tweeted to me. He made me write this.
I did, and I didn't. I actually texted her a copy so that she would just read it and write it as she went, and she stopped at a few points because she was horrified by what she was reading. But Sam, what happened was. This is my top 10 list.
What had happened was
for the week. I was busy, you see. A friend invited me to sit in on his little comms room he's got set up on Discord. And we were watching as communications were coming through. Their radio scans and videos and messages. And so this, Sam, is the top 10 intercepted communications from the Pakistan-India conflict. So the top 10 things that I wrote down that we heard or saw, right, while we were paying attention to what's going on in this conflict. I think it's important for people to know. These are just little bits of information that we caught. There's no real context for some of them. I just felt they were worth writing down. So you ready for this, Sam? Top 10 intercepted bombs from Pakistan-India conflict that was written down by Maxine.
Buckle up.
She says, buckle up.
I am buckled up.
Number 10. I'm going to try and do them as accurately to what I heard as possible, Sam. Number 10. Have you tried turning the drone off and back on again?
Oh God, it's so much worse if you do that.
Maxine, yeah. you say worse, I say better.
Oh, you don't know.
Next one was number 9. Thank you, come again, as a missile was launched.
Oh my God.
You knew it had to be on the list.
Thank God we're on Rumble, folks. Yeah, we would have already been canceled on YouTube.
Number 8. The curry was bad. Repeat, the curry was bad.
Wasn't spicy enough.
And then immediately following that, number 7, the sounds of someone shitting on a street. The curry was bad, in fact, Sam.
Yeah, well, it is wartime.
It's wartime, and sometimes that curry gets a little mean and your butt gets a little blistered.
Oh,
Number 6, we were flipping through and we saw the Pakistani High Command, and they were gathered around a table and they were watching a video, right? And it was actually, have you ever seen tribal people react on YouTube, Sam?
Yes.
I love that channel.
Yeah, that's what they were watching. They were watching them react to Metallica. So that was an intercepted comm we saw. That's what the Pakistani High Command up to some big things. And then number 5 is the other big thing that they were up to right after that. This is a quote, Sam. We need 400 healthy goats, 500 pairs of panties, and 270 gallons of cheese for Operation Goatfucker.
Why? Why did you make me?
Because it's funny, Maxine.
Because it's true too, right?
Hey, I'm pretty sure that's a legitimate military operation, guys. I don't know.
Yeah.
You send in the goats wearing the panties with the cheese. I don't know. Anyway, number 4. If you want more ammo, you need to go down to the local CVS and buy $400 worth of prepaid Amazon gift cards and send them to me at this address.
Sounds all right.
Page 1. It's a 2-pager, Sam. So I got the top 3 here. You got to get them gift cards, the prepaid gift cards. That's how they do things over there. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah.
It's actually a currency for them is prepaid gift cards.
Yeah.
It's rough out there sometimes. Number 3. We can't ask the Houthis for help anymore. They got blown up yesterday. There you go.
That's probably true.
Seems like the Houthis are off the table.
Unless you get a hold of Hassan, who knows where they are.
That's true. I think that we should waterboard Hassan Piker, Sam, to get the information.
I agree.
I agree.
Number two. Show Bob's and Vagine. There was a lot of that. That's not one. That was like damn.
But we like Bob's and Vagine.
Oh wait, I threw the list. I threw I gotta read it back, and I threw it like a jackass. Okay, we're at number 1, so I'm reading them back. Top 10 intercepted communications from the Pakistani-Indian conflict. Number 10, have you tried turning the drone off and back on again? Number 9, thank you, come again as a missile launches. Number 8, the curry was bad. Repeat, the curry was bad. Number 7, sounds of someone shitting in a street. Number 6, the Pakistani High Command watching tribal people react to Metallica videos. Number 5, we need 400 healthy goats, 500 pairs of panties, and 270 gallons of cheese for Operation Goat Fucker. Number 4, if you want more ammo, you need to go down to the local CVS and buy $400 worth of prepaid Amazon gift cards and send them to me at this address. Number 3, we can't ask the Houthis for help anymore. They got blown up yesterday by Trump. Number 2, show Bob's and Vagine. And number 1, the most intercepted communication between the Pakistan-India conflict that we saw. Tons and tons of gay pornography from both sides, Sam. Turns out it really is popular.
Of course it was going to be gay pornography.
Yeah, I mean, it's a war.
With or without the goats.
That's they got to get prepped for the goat fucker operation. I'm sure I just offended half the fucking world, Sam. That's fine.
Excellent top 10 list, Max.
Mm-hmm.
And Maxine.
I think they got hit with a 2-liter for number 2.
So, in all seriousness, what actually was the cause of this?
I believe I know the answer. It's that one side is Indian and the other side is Pakistani, and they've never liked each other.
Oh yeah, well that would.
And then there was a terror attack, I should point out, where they killed a bunch of Indian people, and so India shot missiles.
Oh, okay. So India basically had their and I hate to make any comparison, but this was basically like India's October 7th then?
To a degree, I mean, and that's the thing, they've already had a couple of those. In Mumbai attacks, if people remember.
Yeah.
The stuff between them and Pakistan goes deep. It's old school stuff. Is it Pakistan's fault? No, not necessarily. However, they are at this point. I mean, the leader of Pakistan is saying that A, he's going to nuke India, and B, if India nukes him, he's going to nuke the whole world and make sure everybody dies. And he said that on television, Sam.
Yeah, well, Well, Pakistan is a proxy for Iran, so they're not exactly the good guys.
I wouldn't necessarily put it that way, but they're on the same side of the holy war that they both agree upon.
Okay, well, they might not be a direct proxy, but to rephrase, they're sympathetic to Iran.
Yeah. I wouldn't even say that they're allies, but sympathetic is a good way to put it. They are very sympathetic to Muslim extremism. And most of the Muslim extremists disagree with each other on this or that, but they all agree on death to everybody that's not them.
Yeah. So, which,
India being, 1 billion people who are not them is ripe target for that kind of thing, apparently.
Which, by the way, there's that Shiloh chick who's like gotten in trouble for like saying the N-word to like an 8-year-old black kid who I guess was abducted by a Somali pedophile. Like, in short, like that whole story has been wild to watch, and I've only been tangentially.
I would say don't give your money to the race war. That's the only thing I would say. Like, there's motherfuckers that are seeing it as a contest of like, does the white guy get, or the white woman get more for saying the N-word than the black kid gets for killing a dude. I don't think comparing those two things is a good idea.
Yeah, no.
That's just my 2 cents.
I'm not saying it is a good idea to. I'm just saying.
I'm not saying you were. I just want to say I don't think that's a good idea.
I'm just saying that this whole thing is wild to watch. So.
It is. So like a white trash cam girl says inappropriate thing to minor who happens to be with this Somali guy or whatever, and then gets a lot of money for it. You know what's gonna happen, Sam? Is more dumb white attention-seeking girls are gonna start saying the N-word in public because she got like $500,000 for it.
They already have. Did you see that dumb chick who went on?
And then eventually, what's gonna happen is you're gonna see some black dude get that said to him and punch her. I'm not saying he's right. I'm saying it's gonna happen.
There was that chick. There was this one influence chick who went on Piers Morgan's show and did that basically. She pulled a she tried to pull a a Rick. She tried to pull a Rick Turpin on Piers Morgan, but it didn't go so well. Because normies were watching the thing. So
that's the thing, man, is you can't explain your long meta logic to people about that. You just can't. Yeah. Nobody cares to hear it. And if they do, they're people like me that are laughing at the whole thing because personally, I think people's overreaction to the word is silly. All people on every side of it. I think it's
agree.
Word. I think people had it right in like the 2000s with that word, is that it was commonplace for people to use in a positive manner, and the people that didn't like it would just say so, and people who wanted to use it freely made rap songs, and some of them are pretty dope. I can't help but love fucking DMX.
I think though there's the whole thing of people like, ooh, let me say it so I can see how many people I can piss off, right?
Right,
like,
which is why they want it to be this mystified word in the first place, so that you have something like that.
Yeah.
It's a double-edged sword though, because like now it's like, oh, if you ever said that word in your entire life, you need to be canceled from ever saying anything again. What? Okay, it's a word, bro.
Yeah.
Now, there's some things, it's like some contexts where it's, different than others. And if people don't want, and they don't want to fuck with you because you said some crazy shit, that makes a lot of sense. Like, I don't blame people that don't want to fuck with Kanye no more. Because
you can say all the crazy shit you want, but people are also allowed to choose whether or not they're going to fuck with you afterwards.
Right. You shouldn't be like barred from earning a living, but if I don't personally want to employ you, well, then you're not going to work for me.
Well, that's what's so funny about us having the branding of Right to Offend Media is, people hear Right to Offend Media and they're like, oh man, these people are going to say the most edgy stuff. And then, spoiler, we usually end up making fun of the people who say the edgy
We just stand up for fucking free speech
stuff. Yeah.
I just try and make jokes to make people laugh. And sometimes they are definitely on the offensive end. I've grown up around a lot of Muslims and Indian people both, and know many of them who would probably, if I showed them that list, laugh their ass off. So
yeah, I mean, like Mort and I laugh at all the offensive cripple jokes.
All the India bros I know now, I know what they think is they think the war's stupid. They're, because they're all Americans.
Yeah.
So they don't care. They're like the war is fucking dumb. That terrorist attack probably sucked, but I live in America and I'm like a citizen because I was born here.
Yeah, no. What's funny is I was
cripple jokes are funny. The only thing that's not funny is getting it targeted towards somebody.
The only thing that's not funny is actually being crippled.
No, that's kind of funny too.
I know. I had to, though. It was a good opportunity for a joke, a bad joke.
What,
a joke that we're not supposed to say. See, you got this Shiloh chick, she yelling N-word at a little kid. We make a couple cripple jokes with two cripple guys, might I add. And people are like, oh, God, they're so edgy.
People are...
Where I dub said N-word, F-word, and now has funny remorse.
Yeah, check out my last Cringing Over Coffee to see all the crazy shit that iDub said. Fuck's sake. Half of it, like, I wasn't even going to repeat. Even in discussing it. That's why I played it. I was like, here's him saying why he says the N-word and why he thinks it's great.
Yeah, no, go and check out that episode. It's
that episode was fun as hell to do.
Yeah.
I'm not going to deny I've used it in the context of a rap song, like singing with someone else's. I've never written a rap with it in it because that would be dumb because I don't use that word normally.
Right.
I've written plenty of raps that say faggot.
N-word, F-word, hell no.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I have a little more respect. I don't know. I got a pass. I'm not going to lie. Like, I hung out with a bunch of, like, hardened black dudes in Detroit, and they'll force you to say it. By the way, they will if like they think you're cool, they're gonna force you to say it just to like make sure.
Well,
you know what they say, Sam?
I'll say it. Yeah.
You know what they say, Sam, is that a cop wouldn't say it. They're wrong about that, by the way, but they say that.
No, a
cop will say it without very much prompting, actually.
I've been
forced with full chest.
I've been forced to say it by my black friends too, here in Florida. But they say it they've made me say it because they're like, they like to watch me pause and you're like, oh shit, should I?
I was gonna say,
and then they just laugh.
Yeah, also because you might stutter and it would be funny.
That's the other thing. They laugh their ass off, and then they're like, "Oh shit, homeboy actually said it."
Point and laugh at the cripple.
Yeah, it's like grow up, guys. It's just like jokes are jokes.
Yeah.
I had this one friend that used to tell the funniest fucking racist jokes you'd ever hear, and I feel like I can't even whip most of them out because, I'll give you one taste of one, Sam. And it's cool because you can replace the race of the joke with any race you desire, and it's still the same joke. So I'm gonna pick what's the weirdest, most obscure race possible? that nobody would hate? Hawaiian. There we go. Samoan. Pacific Islander. There we go. What do you call rounding up all the Pacific Islanders and throwing them out of a plane?
What?
A good start. That's the joke, right? And so you could put any race of people in there and it's still a racist joke, but it's not actually a racist joke. It's just a retarded thing to say.
Yeah.
I got a lot of good Polish jokes, Sam. Is that still offensive? Is that okay? Can we...
Well, I mean,
Max, I'm not sure if you've heard this yet, but apparently dumb shit iDubbbz and Anissa were forced to sell Creator Clash for nothing.
I know, because they're cringe.
Well, Creator Clash, Creator Clash is going to be nothing this year compared to Fartamania.
Oh my god. Craig said that already. I was like, oh man, yeah. Hey, if we ever have a live event, we might have to just call it that no matter what it is.
Yeah.
It's like a fan convention, we just call it Fartamania just because.
Well, and Batman has to be a keynote speaker that.
Well, because what else would one of those fan conventions be except us huffing our own farts? So it makes sense.
Absolutely.
Exactly. No,
and the true fans would come to Fartamania. You see,
we could get
you ain't gonna get no casuals at Fartamania because.
No, the other thing too is it would be like a very serious, parts of the thing would be very serious. I could picture Eric Bishop and having a keynote, panel on being an indie author or something like that. Craig and Steve could have a panel on, on being engineers.
I would prank call people live.
Yeah.
I love to prank call people, Sam. Did you know this? Have you heard about that? That's what got me my start in any of this shit.
Can you that is
shout out to the Jerky Boys, the OGs.
Well, that is a question. Do prank calls still work because everyone has car ID?
Yes, but now it's just Zoom bombing and shit.
Oh yeah, well that's true.
It's the same thing, except you can hit more people at once. You know what I mean? Me, I'm telling you, me and Shmuley, I've said this before, and you could probably find them out there. Me and Shmuley used to just drop into random Google Hangouts or StreamYards that had their link open and just play a character. We'd come up with a bit beforehand. It's me and Shmuley, so it's good cop, bad cop automatically.
Yeah.
And we just play off each other naturally. I guess it's internet improv if you want.
And let me guess, Shmuley is usually the good cop, I imagine, because of course he is.
No, you got it completely backwards. He comes in after I've endeared myself to people, and then he makes me the bad guy, right? And then wins them over. We already you have to assume. It's like a social dynamics thing. You have to assume that you're the two new guys. One of you, they're going to accept, and one of you, they're not. And that's usually the case. Which is why we don't come exactly together, but we come basically within a few minutes of each other.
Yeah.
And we never interact with each other intentionally for a long time. We start talking to other people in their group. What are you doing? Oh, well, you guys.
Right.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I endear myself to people. And then he accuses me of being an infamous hacker who's going to ruin their show and dox everybody. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Yeah, the infamous hacker, Max Sand.
Max is an industry plant.
Yeah. It'll always be some accusation like that, though, that I am somehow not what I appear to be. The hacker one is just the most common. And then I'm arguing with him, and his job is to be really aggressive about it. But sometimes he doesn't pick me to be the one to go at. Sometimes he picks a person from the group if he thinks that like it's going to be funny. We've been doing this for years. We haven't had a lot of chance because he's been very busy with this, what he's got going on. But
right,
this was like the basis of our friendship. Actually, is like pranking people on the internet in the style of prank calls, I guess.
Well, of course,
it's sort of a new art form when we were doing it, to be fair, to live stream bomb people. Like nobody else did that.
Yeah.
Or they would, but they would just show porn and say the N-word. We were trying to be much more creative than that. We're not trying to get the stream shut down. We're trying to be funny.
Yeah. Well, you guys actually put effort into that too.
Well, I have a system. I told you about this ethical trolling according to the laws of divine comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I always just said ethical trolling, but when I mentioned that at one point to Grok, he wanted me to define that. And I was like, I never really did. But so I hashed out what the principles of it would be with him. And the first and most important one is that God favors the funny. So you got to use comedy for good.
That is funny that you're educating Grok, and very helpful too.
Yeah. Well, but the other thing, the flip side of that is like, you might not understand what God thinks is funny. Right?
Right.
Because you're not God. But he does favor what is funniest a lot of times. You can see that in nature.
Well, clearly God thinks cripples are funny.
Examine, if you will, the humble platypus. That shit's funny as fuck.
Aardvarks.
Oh my, yeah, they got the big long nose. My God. Yeah, nature's full of funny bullshit. And then just look at people. And like, you're like, yeah, most people are cool. But like, look at Florida Man as a concept.
Yeah, case in point.
GTA 6, you saw the trailer. My wife said it looked all right, like from her perspective, which is not a big gamer. But the thing I pointed out, it's basically Florida Man, the video game.
Yeah.
You play as like a criminal white trash, or I guess she's Latina, but whatever. Fucking a Florida trash, fucking robbery crime team.
Yeah, every stereotype of Florida man and Florida woman is there.
Yeah.
So
between the first and second trailer, there's literally every Florida stereotype.
I even saw it, man.
Vice City was my favorite, so I'm hyped just for to go back, because I'd like to see. They're saying it's a more modern day Vice City, right? I'd love to see what it looks like now. That's going to be dope.
Well,
I don't care if it's a little woke. I think it will be a little less edgy than 5.
Well, Matt. Well, like,
yeah. To me, it'll matter what the level of wokeness is.
Well, I'm just curious to see like what the map looks like, because supposedly
less edgy is fine.
Because supposedly like they actually went around Florida and like actually mapped it like that. So
and
like
you can kind of see that in the trailers, right? They look like Florida. I've been to Florida, Sam. They look like Florida.
So like I actually want to see like if they mapped out and I'm not even joking, like I'm not gonna dox my actual location, but like I want to see if they actually did an accurate thing of like even my neighborhood.
Oh my God! Speaking of Florida Man, completely sort of unrelated, but I just thought of it. Do you know underscore Mersh died?
That's what I've heard.
Dude, rest in peace. I wanted to say that on the show because underscore Mersh was, man, his clips were funny. He had good taste in music, and I read the thing from his brother, and it seems like, this was a hobby he had, and he was a good person, and he made me laugh a million times, and he would always shout out our shit.
Underscore, yeah, and I did hear that. Underscore Mersh was actually one of the people who actually reached out to me after the I Was Nice to You thing.
Yeah.
And
Underscore Mersh is a bro, and I was saddened to hear that he is passed.
Yeah, so...
Not Mersh, for anybody that doesn't know, not Mersh. Underscore Mersh on Twitter, who was a good person, unlike Mersh.
Yeah. I'm sure...
Who loved his mother and took care of her when she was ill, unlike Mersh. And has many family members who are tragically saddened by his passing, so I don't want to make any jokes about him because he was awesome. But they didn't know that he hated Mersh. They thought he loved him, which is very funny because they reached out to Mersh.
And in actual Mersh, from what I understand, has actually like made fun of.
Oh, he was a total dickhead when he talked about it, Sam, and that's how many of us heard about it. Was Mersh was being rude to that family and to their loss because the guy made fun of him. Which in a weird way is kind of an own and kind of proved, even in death, Mersh proved underscore Mersh's point. That's right. Underscore Mersh still trolling Mersh from beyond the grave. What a fucking bro. What an icon. Rest in peace, my friend. To use Nightwave terminology, 07 to underscore Mersh. Salut, my friend. He made, like I talked to him when I joined the show too, because he said that. He was like, oh, don't let Mersh bully him. And I was like, I'm Mersh? Why the fuck would I be worried about it? He's like, oh yeah, he had this whole thing. He's one of the people that filled me in on all that shit. Yeah. So, yeah. Dude was a real one. And legit died. It's not part of a gimmick or a bit or anything. And yeah, it's tragic. He was a funny dude. Seems like a nice guy. Many people, brothers, sisters, nieces, nephews, all miss him terribly and are happy that they were happy that Mersh made him happy, and Mersh couldn't even accept that, right? That's like, which is like wild to me, but also not surprising. Yeah, right. It's so. You couldn't put your head in that space, but it's Mersh. Of course, that's like Dave would do the same thing. If one of, oh my God, if Mook H died, Dave would have a celebration instead of realizing that Mook H is kind of his bro. So am I. Like, we've been goofing around with him for so long. He knows us to some degree, right? But he could never accept that because, I was telling my wife, like, Dave is like he got stopped at like 13 or 14, and Mersh got stopped at like 15 maturity wise. Yeah. I like to think I'm at least 16 or 17. It's interesting that you say that because, like, I don't know if you're familiar, if you know who Davy Crocco was. Mm-hmm. But rest in peace to him too. But Davy Crocco was kind of in that circle, and Davy Crocco had some like off-color, beliefs. Let's just say, but he was always friendly with me, and he was even like friendly with Jesse, and when there was a tribute episode when he died of pot awful as well. And
he was actually nice to you, Sam.
Yes, Davy Crocco actually was nice to me, and that was something that we actually. The Apex and I actually, we did a bit of a tribute episode to Davey, and that was actually something we joked about, that Davey actually was, that Davey actually was nice to me. So yeah, yeah. So man, it's. If
Mersh dies, we don't have to be respectful because you don't have anybody that cares about him. See, we want to be respectful. I'm not even joking, though, when I say underscore Mersh was a bro and was a good dude in our experience. But even if he wasn't, I would generally say that because it sounds like he has family that cares about him. I don't want to disrespect him, especially they just lost somebody. But if Mersh died, didn't his sister die? I think he only had his sister left. I guess Royce would be sad. Oh, yeah. Jesse would be. Oh my God, Jesse would be inconsolable.
Well, that's the funny thing too. Mersh has actually said this too. I'm not even joking. Mersh has actually said if he died, Jesse would be happy. But no, Jesse would not. Jesse would not be happy at all. Neither would Jim.
Jesse's genuinely like that sucks that underscore Mersh died, because underscore Mersh would cut a video and then like zoom in on Mersh's wonky eye, and Jesse now has an entire stream. Hey, let's look at Mersh's wonky eye. Like, of course he's gonna miss that guy. And Mersh would miss Jesse because half of his audience are pot awful or more.
And I forget who the streamer was. I think it might have been Angie's random edits. You know, the clipper of they didn't do a stream, but when I got COVID, a few years ago, one of them was like, oh man, that sucks.
It was Angie, yeah.
When I got COVID, I think it was Angie who tweeted, oh man, that sucks that Sam got COVID. Now his lungs are crippled too.
Yeah, that was Angie.
Or just something like that. So
yeah. Hey, we have fun. That's the thing, is if you can take a fucking joke and laugh at it for what it is.
Speaking of people taking jokes and whatnot, oh my god, Max, someone made a meme of Trump as the Pope, and apparently
then Trump tweeted it.
Apparently Protestants are the most upset by this.
Yes. In my experience, not one Catholic is like, oh my God, you can't make fun of the Pope. And matter of fact, they don't like Francis very much, at least where I'm at.
No.
Particularly. They call him Saint Francis the Betrayer. And then they call him Saint now that he's dead, but still, he's not a saint. That's the joke, is he's a fucking, he was not a good Pope. I'm not gonna slander him too much for the same reason as he died, but he was not popular with the people, and it's okay for Catholics to say the Pope isn't good or unpopular because he's basically a politician to them. I don't understand where Protestants and other like non-Catholics get the idea that we think the Pope is infallible or somehow beyond ridicule.
Well,
you can find like wood drawings of making fun of the Pope getting fucked in the ass from like the 800s, Sam. I'm not kidding. They draw the fucking, and they carve it in, not even draw it. They carve it in wood. The Pope bent over with his butt in the air, wearing his fucking Pope hat, and there's three guys with hard-ons in their hand behind him like, fuck the Pope. You want to look it up? You can find, look up anti-Pope art, Catholic artwork throughout history. You'll find trillion. Ask a fucking AI to show you. I'm telling you right now, if you think Catholics are not allowed to make fun of the Pope or to laugh at a joke about them, you don't understand Catholicism as good as you think you do. That's all I can say to those people. If you're getting offended on behalf of Catholics, stop, take a breath, go ask a Catholic person how mad they are. And then when they tell you that they're not very mad about it, you can probably chill out.
Most Catholics I know were actually.
And if you're a Protestant, you should be laughing at it because making fun of the Pope is built into your religion.
Most Catholics I know were actually super offended by the fact that like the Pope was saying that he was okay with trans
stuff, condoms, gay sex. Saying AIDS was no big a deal. Yeah, there's a lot of things that Francis communism, communist economic policies. There's a lot of problems that modern Catholics had with Francis, and they were not shy about sharing them. So the idea that you can't make jokes at the expense of it's just the dumbest thing ever.
A lot of Catholics I know.
Mortheous also raised Catholic, as he has pointed out before. Yep. Mortheous, is this offensive?
No, not at all.
Well,
I didn't think so.
So Morpheus, as someone who was raised Catholic, because this is kind of what my Catholic neighbors in Florida have said, they've said, one of my neighbors said, to kind of paraphrase what he said, it's sad that he passed, but I don't exactly mourn his loss either.
It's sad that he passed because he was somebody that lived. but also fuck him because if you're going to want me to, as a little peon Catholic, to hold this standard, your ass better be fucking unapproachable.
Right.
He caused so much division and derisiveness within the church that, like I said, a lot of Catholics are kind of like, they're almost, like I said, they're not glad, but they're relieved. And
well, it's look, you it's sad in the sense of somebody dying, okay?
yeah,
But you got to understand, one, it's not like he left any children or grandchildren. He's a man of the cloth. Two, his impact on the church is, a lot of people perceive as negative, right? Three, he lived a long, fruitful life as an old man who died successfully as Pope. It's not that fucking sad. And if you think he was good and all that, he'll go to heaven too. Bonus. What does it mean for an average Catholic? It's like I said before, and I think this is important. I think Mortheous is probably in the same boat as me on this. What it means is a chance for the Catholic Church to turn a corner and win people back that they lost the trust of over the last, I want to say, 2 decades at least, since the death of John Paul II. They've lost so much trust, and they need to pick somebody who can lead the church in a direction that would make people like us more comfortable. And if they don't choose to do that, good luck to them.
Yeah. No, that's
I'm already basically a lapsed Catholic because I've said this on the show. For the last 20 years, I've been a quote-unquote non-practicing Catholic. You choose a pope that will actually ring my ears, I might come back.
That's what my mom said too.
It is since the death of John Paul. John Paul maybe wouldn't ring your ears, but John Paul could draw you in to listen. And John Paul was making traditional decisions, and John Paul was trying to end communism as well. So it's vastly different from 2 popes later. Benedict, who basically resigned in shame when everybody got like evidence that he absolutely covered up for pedophile priests directly by his own hand, aka Ratzinger, which is like what I prefer to him to be called, but he was Pope Benedict the 16th. And then when he stepped aside, before that really caught up with him and ruined his papacy, they picked Francis, who is a leftist. He's a we know this. He's pro-communist economic policies. He said so openly. He is pro-homosexuality, which is very much at odds with the teachings of not only the Bible, but traditional Catholicism through the Catechism. He is many, many other reasons why you would be like, so you got the pedophile Pope, and then you got Francis was also his buddy, so he's part of that circle. And 2, you look at what he's saying. He's pushing all these leftist policies that have no place in the Catholic Church. I'm sorry, they don't.
No place.
Gay marriage has no place in the Catholic Church. You want to have it as a civic thing in the government where they have legal marriages? I've already expressed, and I'll express again, that I don't think the government should be in charge of policing relationships at all. The government shouldn't be in the marriage business. Therefore, there should be no need for gays to get a government marriage. But if you're going to have a government marriage, then you should have it for gay people too. However, marriage within the Catholic Church should not be allowed to be between anybody other than a man and a woman, and that's because the scripture says so.
Agreed.
And so advocating for that position already puts Pope Francis at odds with the bulk of the church, who might not even be what you would call homophobic, but they believe in the word of scripture.
I just want the church to be consistent.
And if it's going to marry gay people, then it is consistent. It's consistent with all of these gay, LARPy, modern proto-Christian churches with their pride flags out front, trying to woo a certain kind of people to get in. And if you're going to be that, then you ain't a church for my family, my son, or anybody else. And it's a shame because on both sides of my son's family are strong ties to the Catholic Church. My grandparents were very active Catholics on both my mother's and my adopted father's side. Her grandparents, one of whom were Catholic and were involved in the church for many, many years. And that church has lost so much trust that I don't think I can bring my young son there because 1, they elected the pedophile Pope, and 2, they ain't done nothing to change that in my mind. And 3, the new pope is advocating leftist economic policies and leftist cultural policies that I don't approve of. And he got rid of traditional mass, Sam, and that might not mean much to a lot of people, but as a guy that studied Latin most of his young life, in Roman history and the church history and reading scripture in Latin and all of those things, the Latin was so foundational to not be able to practice mass in Latin in traditional fashion. It's just the liturgy, by the way. It's not the whole fucking thing. These things drove me away from the church is my ranty point, I suppose. And if they want to win me back, well, they're doing a conclave. Guess what? Don't elect another Francis. Don't elect another Benedict. And then we'll talk. We'll see. There also has to be action after that point, Sam. It can't just be you elected a guy that I'm okay with. He has to actually work for it.
I agree. I mean...
And bring back traditional mass, for fuck's sake. It was more popular too, Sam. That's the funny part, is when they took it away. See, the thing about traditional mass is you would get people whose primary language is Spanish and people whose primary language is English, and they would just all go to traditional mass. Now, because you won't do traditional mass, they're going to separate masses. But then you don't have enough of the Spanish one in this area, so you got to cancel that one. But then all the Spanish people from over there move over here, so you got too many Spanish-speaking people at this one, so you got to hire another fucking priest. They fucked it all up, whereas like the bulk of both the Spanish-speaking, Portuguese-speaking, and English-speaking population in this area would all go to traditional mass together.
Which brings people together, which, I mean, that's kind of the whole idea, is that we're all God's children and we all...
We've been doing that mass for, I mean, like conservatively 1,500 years in that fashion.
Yeah.
So it brings you together with not only, the people around you doing the same thing, but also all your ancestors and things like that. That's what it's for. And I feel that the church has fallen away from that purpose.
Which, even if you're not religious, seems like a beautiful concept, to anyone.
Yeah, if the Baptists or the Episcopalians or the whatever's, if they want to have gay marriages, I don't even care. But if the Catholic Church is going to have gay marriages, then it's not the Catholic Church.
Right.
Right. Well, that's kind of like...
Also, he supported abortion in some cases and birth control. Spoiler alert, you're not supposed to support those things as a Catholic because you're supporting premarital sex. Not for the purpose of... You can't, as the Pope, support sin openly. That's the problem I have with France. And it's because we're afraid to say that some things are a sin, but they are.
Well, that's because it's not popular, and it seems like, I don't know, just from an outsider perspective, it seems like the Catholic Church these days wants to be popular instead of being
Everybody wants to be popular in these days, and that's going to be the cause of all of their damnations. You mark my words.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Gotta stay humble.
Speaking of not being popular, man, oh man, Bill Maher, I know
What do you do now?
Well, basically telling the left that they're purity spiraling, too much, which,
it's funny that Bill Maher at this point has become like our pet cartoon that we watch, like, oh, isn't it funny how this leftist is having the left turn on him for saying like basic shit that in the 90s would be a normal Democrat position?
Yeah.
We literally should just like cartoonify him for one of these bits, and like, what, because like that's how we've been looking at it the whole time. It's not like we're big supporters, but we've noticed, hey, he said reasonable thing. How is that going to turn out for him? And then it doesn't turn out good. And it's like, oh, he's being reasonable, wants to go talk to the president. Hey, how'd that turn out for him? Not very good. And now it's like, he's like, hey, you guys are being unreasonable. And we're like, yeah, that's a reason. Yeah, he's right. And then it's not going to, how's that going to turn out for? It's like Wile E. Coyote, Sam.
What's funny to me is that the
he's
left
lighting the dynamite stick, and we're like, that's not going to go well, Mr. Maher.
What's funny to me, though, is that, like, the left is now comparing him to, like, Rush Limbaugh, which is hilarious.
He looks
But,
a lot like Rush Limbaugh right there, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, totally like Rush. But also, I'm pretty sure he's been watching the show because he's stealing your talking points, Max. Anyway, let's listen to this.
Lots of people do that.
Shall we?
I'm used to it.
Yeah. Well, maybe he can pay us a royalty.
And finally, new rule: before they can take on Donald Trump, Democrats have to decide which wing of their own party is best to lead them out of the wilderness. And when I say that, I'm sure you can all guess what recent incident in the news I'm thinking about. The season 8 finale of Love is Blind.
Yeah, that's it.
Now, if you didn't see it, well, first of all, fuck you. It's absolutely the best dating show with love and blind in the title. But here's what happened. The bride, an impressive, attractive nurse named Sarah Carton, walked out on her dream wedding to sales consultant Ben Mazenga. They were at the altar, all dressed up, almost to the part where they eat cake and do the electric slide. When Sarah broke the news to her man that she just couldn't go through with it, had he cheated on her? Abused her? Was he a folk singing Irish vampire? No, it was because of Black Lives Matter. Because if there's one thing we know about the young liberal women of today, it's that they are very, very high in their standards about everything. And Ben, while no racist, had not done the work on this issue.
When I asked him about it, he was like, I guess I've never really thought too much about it.
And that's when Sarah realized she'd rather die alone. Because love isn't blind, it's woke. Well, now, to be fair to Sarah, it wasn't just Black Lives Matter. Ben also didn't have much to say about the vaccine. And his position on trans was basically, I don't know, I guess. Sarah's sister is gay. And when she told that to Ben, Ben said he had, quote, no discomfort around that community at all. Not good enough, Ben. I think what you meant to say is, fuck yeah, I fucking love it.
Lesbians, fuck yeah.
Let me tell you, folks, if the standards on the left are going to be this high and politics is going to be this much of a cock block, we're never going to win elections or have any more babies. This inclination from certain liberals to always and immediately excommunicate instead of communicate is what makes them so unlikable. And I'm sorry, Sarah, to make you the poster child for this, but come on. I mean, look at this stiff. What'd you expect?
He's worried about his gym rat.
Okay, you're a much better person than he is. You win. And by win, I mean lose. Christ, first we couldn't date people who had opposite political beliefs. Now we can't even date them if they have no opinion at all. It's enough to make you lose faith in finding true love on a reality streaming series. Because if you're going to eliminate every 20-something who hasn't thought a lot about politics, you're going to be working from a smaller pool than roadies with no leg tattoos. and let's be clear. Ben didn't say, you know, I have thought about Black Lives Matter and I'm with Derek Chauvin. No. He said, I'm young and dumb and full of fantasy football stats. Could we just talk about it? I'm sorry, I'm not up to the part of my life yet where I give a shit about the issues. Should he? Of course. We all should do a lot of things. I should meditate and finish Moby Dick and learn to get to sleep without a gummy. But maybe Ben hasn't turned his life over to being a social justice warrior yet because he's preoccupied with trying.
You know, and that's the funny
preoccupied
thing is,
with trying to fuck this white girl.
Yeah, who has way too high standards.
Right.
So this is the thing. the left has been purely spiraling for so long now that they don't know how to get themselves out of it. And
They
then
don't
when
realize it's a purity spiral anymore, man.
yeah,
They're just
And
like, yay,
so-
this is the new norm.
and so you want to know why Trump won the election. It's because of this shit, basically.
No, it's a conspiracy with Russia. Go ahead, Sam. Let's let's see what he's saying.
Yeah.
To get his life going, possibly because he's worried about having the means to support the woman he thought he was going to marry, who seems rather demanding and particular, which is kind of how it is these days. Did you know that on Bumble, only 15% of the women are willing to date a man under 5'8"? Wow. Women, they're like roller coasters now. You must be this tall to ride them.
Hold up, though. I want to see the same statistics for guys that are like 6'3+. They always leave that out when they make this point. But I'm going to tell you right now, the tall guys, when they're past a certain point, get the same amount of hate from women. Promise you, not just from personal experience, but tall guys, when we get together, talk sometimes, Sam. I know that's a wild fucking concept. And every tall guy I've ever talked to about this subject is like, yeah, most women will be like, you're freakishly tall. And it's an instant no.
Yeah, no. So it's like, yeah, Morton, I have problems because women think that we're like
in a wheelchair.
Well,
and think our dick doesn't work.
Well, because women perceive that we're short because we're sitting. Women perceive that we're short even though we're just sitting down all the time. But
right. Actually,
and then
is 7'2".
Well, yeah, you didn't know.
And actually,
you didn't know that
they would date us because we, in a standing room only situation, we always have a fucking seat for them.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but they don't always want to sit on a big wooden peg.
Well, I mean,
we'll talk about that later.
Well, I mean, you say that, but they do have.
Some of them are freaky and wear short skirts, Max.
Yeah,
he's not wrong.
Yeah.
Well, look, fellas, what you got to be is one, you got to like talk to women. I've pointed this out before. And two,
which we both do.
Two, be obviously super handsome like myself, but then three, be funny. That's the trick.
Yes, that's true too.
Not everybody's cursed with these rock star good looks, Sam.
Well, nobody is quite as funny as I am either.
That's true.
Or funny looking.
Well, hold on. Except female comedians. Am I right? They're the funniest thing ever.
Speaking of female comedians, she didn't laugh once during Bill's monologue.
Well, I mean, look at that dyke hair. You think she's going to laugh at anything ever?
She might.
Probably not. I think
look, I've known dykes that'll laugh at some shit, right? But they don't have hair like that.
I think that's the chick who...
And they don't mind if you call them a dyke either.
Yeah.
That's how you can tell if they're cool.
Yeah. Facts.
And that's not all. The guy must also have a nice car and make over $100K a year. Okay, but how many 6'2" Grand Prix drivers are there? I know you've all been told that you can have it all, and you're a queen and a lady boss and that bitch. But maybe your judgy ass is no prize either. And if you... And if you jilt a guy for not thinking enough about Black Lives Matter, just tell me this. What have you actually done that made any more of a difference in any black life than what your inadequate ex-fiance did.
Well,
I
I'll
asked
tell you.
Senator Adam Schiff here last week when the subject of Trump's sliding poll numbers came up. Okay, but how are the Democrats going to blow it this time? This is how. Posturing, purity tests, the politics of I unfriend you if you're not exactly with me 1,000%. Barack Obama used to preach that the perfect is the enemy of the good.
Also terrorism, Sam. Let's not forget about all the terrorism.
I love, so this is where I have to criticize Bill here. I love how the left is now like trying to like mark Obama as like, oh, Obama's the moderate Democrat. And I'm like, really? How? Like, as
Because
much,
the window has shifted that much.
yeah, like,
And also that Bush is like a hardcore Republican as well.
well, like, you
Like
know,
Bush
so,
was like the least like populist fucking Republican president I've seen in my lifetime. Granted, there's only been Reagan,
Ew.
Bush, and Trump in my lifetime.
Yeah.
And Bush. Bush and Bush. Both Bushes started a war in Iraq, so they're out.
Yeah.
Reagan, I was too young, and he's like Reagan. I'd give like a B because economically we did good, but foreign policy wise, I'm not a Reagan guy.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I'm a Trump guy then by default because like foreign policy wise, I'm on board with him, maybe even more than economically.
Yeah, well, and so going back to kind of the beginning of the show, foreign policy is where I give Trump like the highest marks.
Yeah,
and honestly, especially with like, I mean, my God, you know,
the only things that
border.
I take marks off for are domestic policies that he hasn't gotten through, not to say hasn't attempted or at least proposed.
Yeah, or that he's at least getting started on. You know, like I
So
said,
like school choice is not set up yet, so I could take points off for that. But he has started fucking with Department of Education, so I can add points for that. You see, like even the issues that aren't perfect A pluses tend towards he's trying.
yeah.
Hence why I said A minus, because there's effort.
Exactly. Well, and you know, in Linda McMahon,
Quite frankly, it's more effort than we've seen in our lifetimes.
and Linda McMahon, let's be honest, she's still busy washing her hair.
Well, look,
And,
Linda eats a lot of shit because she's Vince's wife. Where was I going with that?
Well, because she had to for a while.
It's part of the fucking job of being Vince's, not even wife, just his girlfriend. You got to eat shit. Big old plate of that shit.
Stop. The love of all that food.
Notice she's never complained either. The other broad, at least she complained. Linda's like, delicious, creamy shit.
You're an asshole.
True, man. True, Maxine. Although you're just now noticing this after 20 years.
That's right. I pulled the wool over her eyes all this time.
Oh, please! I've always known you're an asshole.
Look what you did.
Yeah.
She pulled it out of the hole, Sam.
You pulled it out of the hole, you fucker.
Well, I got to put it back in the hole then, don't I?
Put it back in the hole. Shut the fuck up.
In, out. In.
I'm not even sure if I can if I can make a response without getting in trouble.
It's the old in out there, Sam.
The answer is no, Sam. You cannot.
No.
Yeah.
So, how about them Cowboys?
Oh, Dallas. I hear they did well in the in the NFL draft.
No,
Not
I meant
sure.
like the Cowboys out there. I heard they're fighting Indians and shit.
We sent them to the moon.
Well, yeah, that's. I mean,
Look,
look,
are you telling me that me.tv's lying to me with the shows like The Rifleman depicting how it is out west? You telling me there ain't guys living on the range fighting off waves of engines?
Yes.
I mean that was happening in the back then.
I told you. There you go. But not currently. Nah, I watched a documentary about it on Me TV.
Speaking of cowboys, though, modern day cowboys are fighting off our cartels, which you can read about in my new. Well, it's not so new anymore. It's
The
been out for 2
documentary was
months.
called The Rifleman, Sam.
A great show.
That's right.
Chuck Connors. And yeah, and you can read about modern cowboys fighting the cartels in Night Vigilante.
See, there is cowboys out there fighting Indians, Sam. Everybody said I was crazy. You wrote a book about it.
I did. And you can find
they're
Night
not called
Vigilante
Indians down in the book. They're what cartel.
Yeah,
cartel.
now they're called sicarios.
Oh.
So yeah. So cowboy versus.
But they still got the feathers, right? The bows and arrows.
Yeah, some of them.
Based.
Yeah, they're also. I mean, I don't think the Indians were smuggling cocaine.
Why are you bringing the Indians? And I'm talking about engines, Sam.
Yeah, I don't think the Indians were smuggling cocaine back in the day.
You don't know that. Look, where's it coming from? South America. They probably were, I know that they were chewing on the coca leaves.
That's true. They were doing that.
Because that should get you high as fuck, but without all the cocaine problems. See, the problem is what they did is they took that good shit from those leaves they were chewing on, and they scientifically made it into a super strong compound that will be addictive to your body. It's not healthy. But chewing on a coca leaf, you might get addicted to it the way you get addicted to coffee.
Which, I mean, I know more is addicted to coffee, so
that's right. What I would do is I'd chew the coca leaf from this side, right? You got to have a little alkali to get it going. It's like a little bit of smudge. It tastes like vinegar. And then and then the other side, you know what I mean, is that's how I drink my coffee, so I can mix them.
Mortheous, have you been chewing coca leaves?
No, that would be highly illegal, Sam.
I plead the fifth, sir.
Oh, he pleads the fifth.
But hypothetically, in Minecraft, actually, no, in Schedule 1, because that game's about drugs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that is true.
I'm still meaning to play that. I got a copy of it. Probably stream that. You make a drug empire in a Rick and Morty cartoon.
Yeah, that would be a fun premium.
I've been enslaving Pokemon, Sam. The new Pal World update.
Well, of course.
Yeah, I didn't realize that there's a little Firefox deal, and he's I can use him as a flamethrower and murder people. There was this one guy, he was sitting near my base, and I think he was a quest NPC, and I didn't like him sitting near my base, right? Because it said he was a trainer, and as far as I heard in Pokemon, you're supposed to fight them motherfuckers, right? So I sicked my lizard on him. And he started a fight, and he called the cops like a bitch. And these guys, level 40 officers, showed up and shot me to death. But I managed to then get my revenge by murdering him with a flamethrower. And then the cops came and killed me again. I didn't realize Pal World was like GTA.
Well, everyone's trying to clone GTA. There are there are freaking GTA clones in Roblox now, from what I hear.
Well, GTA RP in particular, but that's actually a clone. That comes from City Life for Arma 2. That's for the old heads. Hey, if you want to see more Max Ancient content, go check out Devil Dog Gaming, or Devil Dog Gamer, sorry. His playthrough of City Life 2 on Arma 3. I'm all over that shit. That was good times. Basically, same thing. It's like a city where there's jobs. You can legitimately do jobs. There's cops, like people playing as cops. You have to role play. And then you can also be a criminal. And that game mode has become quite popular with young people over the years. There's also, like, Gary's mod had some variations of the same idea.
Oh yeah,
It's a very community-driven thing. So even in GTA 5, it's actually a mod. It's not officially sanctioned. But I bet you anything, they're going to have a mode like that in GTA 6, or they're going to work it into their online mode somehow to have similar shit. Like legal jobs and ways you can be a cop. They're definitely going to build all that. That's why they delayed it so long, I think, because they discovered GTA RP is not even just with people like us, like celebrities love GTA RP. They have their own servers and shit. It's super popular, but Rockstar is not getting a cut off of it because it's mods.
Right, and so obviously they're gonna try and cash cow this thing.
Take-Two has noticed it, and Take-Two isn't going to be like, yeah, you know what? Don't put in all these other monetization options that clearly make a ton of money, and let the fans do it. Yeah, right. But I have a feeling if you're looking for GTA 6 to have a competent single player mode, and then also a similar online mode with more shit in it than GTA 5, I think that's what we're going to get, to be honest with you. I wouldn't expect people were expecting GTA 5 to have DLC expansions and it never came. I wouldn't expect any of those for 6 either. The single player story you get is probably what you're going to get. They'll work more story into the online mode, just like they did with 5, because it pays money.
Yeah.
You might not like that as a gamer, but it made them so much money. And I did like it, actually. GTA Online, I have all the shit. Y'all want to see some of the shit? You're like, I don't know how to play the game. I couldn't get all the story content. I'll take you for a ride through all of it. I own all of it. And it's not pay to win because I've never sunk any money into this game except initial payment.
The GTA, the GTA
got to be on PC.
5, the GTA 5 story mode was pretty.
Yeah, it was great. Beginning, middle, and end, right? They even gave you sort of a choice at the end, although it's either you pick to kill one of your bros or you fucking kill the feds, and obviously most people are going to pick the feds, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can't kill Trevor.
I did. I killed Trevor.
I did kill Trevor. I did kill Trevor off in one playthrough.
Yeah, I only played the entire game one time, and I killed Trevor at the end because I was like, yo, he's fucking nuts. And he killed Johnny at the beginning of the game, and that pissed me off.
Yeah.
I liked Johnny, all right? I liked fucking, oh my God. What's GTA 4? Lost in the Damned. The Lost in the Damned was great. And he was the main protagonist of that shit, and Trevor kills him in his first scene.
Yeah.
He curb stomps him to death after fucking his girlfriend. They cucked Johnny to the worst degree possible, and I remembered that shit, so yeah, I killed Trevor. But then you can go back and play the final mission differently if you want. But I've sunk way more time into the online mode, Sam. I have the biker DLC, all that shit. I got a cool club. I got a nuclear submarine. I got a doomsday bunker. I got an arms smuggling operation. I have every drug you can imagine running somewhere or another. I have a nightclub that puts all the money together to give me extra money.
And that's where I get my PCP supply from.
That's right. You get it from Gay Tony's nightclub that we set up down in the Docks district.
That's right.
Hell yeah. And I got a casino. And I don't own the casino, But I do own an arcade, Sam, with actual arcade games made just for GTA that aren't in the single player game. You want to come see my arcade, motherfucker? I got cool games. Like, I have expensive games. And that's because from the arcade underneath is your secret base to rob the casino with. And you get to make your different plans. You can go in hot. You can go in stealthy. You can use gadgets. You have to do a bunch of missions to set it up. And you know how many times me and Shmuley have robbed that casino, bro? Mm-hmm. And with the nuclear sub, I now own a private, like, almost Epstein Island type place that you can rob.
Based?
Yeah.
Well,
I got a yacht. Well, no, you kill the guy, obviously. He's like running a pedophile operation. So the end of the thing is you kill him. But you can repeat the mission, just like the casino mission, to make money. You make so much fucking money. And in the island one, you can do solo if you're decent at the game. But me and Shmuley, as a team in GTA, we are, man, there's this one time, I know I have a clip of it somewhere, Sam, where we jihaded some other players. We fucking put, we had a helicopter, because I can just I can just spawn a helicopter. I got all the shit, right? And I put all this C4 on it, right? And we flew it into this guy's fucking limo while he was transporting drugs. And we were like, Allahu Akbar! And then I set off the explosives right when we hit the limo. It was so funny. This other time, a hacker whose name was the N-word took me into a secret strip club under the map that exists, and then tried to give me all this money, and I told him I didn't want to take it in case they ban me. Shout out to 420 N-word black guy man on GTA Online. I'm sure he's not banned. His character model was like racist, Sam. It wasn't even something you'd find in the game. And he was smoking a blunt. And he had like a voice mod on to make him sound black, but it was clearly like a young white guy. But he asked me to get in it. Shmuley was there. He'll tell you. He asked me to get in his car. And I was like, all right, cool. And then he like teleported us into a strip club under the map where the NPCs are constantly stripping. And apparently this is like a developer's room, which I guess that makes sense. Like if you're like the game moderators or whatever, you have your own room. Why not it be the strip club, I guess? But
I mean, why not?
And then he spawned a fucking yacht out of the sky and dropped it in the middle of the map on everybody. Like an act of God. It was pretty epic. So,
I mean,
you know, there's a mod for GTA 5 for the single player that will like randomly do something chaotic every 30 seconds. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, I've seen videos of that. Yeah.
GTA 5 is a hell of a game, so I do have high hopes for GTA 6. I honestly think they're just going to tone some of the gay stuff that they've done in the past down, and that's about all I expect them to do. I don't expect it to be woke at all. It doesn't look woke from any of the trailers.
No.
If you think having a girl main character is woke, it's got a guy and a girl, as I understand it. You switch between the two. I think that's dope. I was saying this to Maxine when we were watching it. It's like a Bonnie and Clyde deal.
Yeah, that's the immediate vibes I got.
Yeah, I'm into that. Female playable character when you have multiple characters you can play as doesn't seem like a big deal to me. And if you want to do a created character, that's what the online mode is for, right? So I don't see a problem with that. I don't think they're gonna have like comedic trannies is the big thing, because they did in GTA 5 and they took them out recently.
Yep.
And that's okay, because like after a while they're annoying anyway. You know what I mean? The first time you see it, it's funny. But if you're playing like 300 hours of GTA Online, I don't care. Like they yell gay shit at you. It gets old. So I'm not actually that mad about it.
Yeah.
I'm more mad that they killed Lamar off in the recent update. There's a mission where you can kill Lamar. Like, fuck that. Like, bro, Lamar is... Anyway. Yeah. What are we talking about, Sam? Politics?
Trump's first 100
Do you
days,
do that here?
which I think we pretty much covered.
Bet you Baron plays GTA Online.
I'm sure he does.
Yo, maybe that's what Kanye is playing on the Steam Deck. I just thought of that. Go ahead.
Speaking of games, and so apparently, like, people are shocked that the Last of Us season 2 of the HBO series is bad.
The second game was reportedly bad, so yeah.
Abby gets pregnant, and then the main girl that everyone likes or whatever goes, "I'm gonna be a dad." The fuck? Clips of it, and I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, what did they do? I'm gonna be a dad.
But I am gonna say the actress they got to play Abby in the show, pretty cute.
Really? Everyone compares her to a potato.
Well, maybe he likes potatoes.
Well, no,
we know that JF likes potatoes.
Abby is cute, not Ellie.
Do you like your potatoes baked?
Sometimes.
Abby, okay, yeah, Ellie looks like.
Yeah, no, not Ellie. They're acting Abby.
Okay, cool.
Buff check.
Ellie's the one that looks like a potato.
Oh,
Yeah,
Ellie
well,
looks like a potato.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, the thing with it is like the actress who plays Abby in the HBO show actually looks more like Ellie in the game.
Imagine ever having played this game. Sorry, I'm trying to put myself. No, I know people like the main broad and the dude with the guitar, and they got really defensive that he got beat to death in the second game, which I think is actually kind of funny, to be honest with you. That they purposely traumatize their own audience. I do find that funny. What I don't find funny is Last of Us Part 2 is the one with the gay butt sex, right?
Yes.
Oh, yes. So it's not even a like beat around the bush type. I've asked Sam a couple questions tonight that he was like, I don't really know how to answer it. But this one, it's like, oh yeah, that's the one with the gay butt sex. Of course it is.
Well, the other thing too is like the gay butt sex scene comes. I'm not kidding. Like only 2 or 3 missions after Joel gets beaten to death. So it's literally let's traumatize the audience and beat the main protagonist to death.
Gay pornography. Wow.
Yeah. So
wow. That's almost like a me bit.
It's it's oh my god. Yeah, no,
the character here is gay butt sex.
It's literally murder. It's literally murder and then gay pornography.
Wait, as I understand it, you do the murder, right? Like you play as Abby while she beats Joel to death, correct?
Yeah. So no. So,
yeah.
So
okay.
here's kind of the, in a weird way, it is funny in a sick way. So you start off as Ellie for the first. You start off as Ellie for the first half of the game.
The classic Metal Gear Solid 2, where you play as Snake at the very beginning and then it switches on you. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yes. So you see Joel die the first time and then gay pornography. And as if not that's not traumatizing enough for the player.
Oh,
then
so you switch and then go back in time, sort of, and then play as her beating Joel to death.
Yes.
And then more gay pornography? Or does it skip the gay pornography the second time?
Well, with her you have straight, so it's not gay pornography, but it is just like pornography.
Okay, so it doesn't rehash the gay butt sex, just more porn.
Yes.
So the what I'm getting here is he goes, murder porn, murder porn.
Yes.
Yes. And then you fight zombie, and then somewhere in between you fight zombies, basically.
Gotcha. Oh, there's zombies? What the fuck? Why has nobody mentioned a zombie up till this point?
Thankfully, you don't porn with the
All I
zombie.
hear about is murder and butt sex, Sam. I thought
Would
that's
you
what
want?
the show was
Would you want to
about.
butt sex with the zombie, Max?
What
Oh, butt sex with a zombie. That's a good twist. Well, it might be a bad twist because it's a zombie and you'll twist its torso off while you. Now the question is, of course you say my bad, but do you stop fucking them and help put the torso back?
No, you finish.
All right.
Well, you know, I'm not sure.
You'll be all right for a minute. Don't worry about it.
There's some you know,
You'll be all right. I need to finish.
I'm not well more. I mean,
and that is The Last of Us season 2.
Yeah. Everyone's getting mad at the everyone's getting mad at The Last of Us. We're over here we're over here joking about the
gay pornography and zombies.
Gay zombie pornography has to be a market.
There's a market for everything.
That's right.
You know, Max, I hate to say it, but like, you know, there probably already is. Because Rule 34 is a...
Well, you know, there's a gay porn about Jesus they made in the 70s, right?
I've never seen it, but I know it exists.
Yeah, it's called Him, and we know it. We know it played at porn theaters in the 70s for sure, and people had very like strong opinions about it either way. And
no way.
And then it's gone because back in those days they would reuse the reels for the gay porn films because they didn't have much money. So it's likely never to surface again. But it's amazing that, like, think about that. Somebody put a budget down. Somebody was willing to be the cast, the crew, cameramen, makeup people, fluffers, all that shit for a gay porn that is supposedly a serious depiction of the life of Jesus with porn scenes where he fucks dudes.
You know, coming up with being in the writer's room for that, and like
I doubt there was much of a writer's room.
Well, a pitch room. Whatnot.
Yeah, but think of the poor jizz mopper for that pitch room.
Oh dear God. And
hey, somebody had the balls to, like, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to make this. I'm going to make the gay Jesus porn film. And they did it. And they screened it for people. And goddamn, you know, like that's a thing that happened. And then people get mad when Trump makes a fucking meme with the Pope. And then Sam goes away because he's super mad about that.
Oh, actually, Rumble was like,
Rumble's like, you guys, enough. Okay. You've made some horrific jokes tonight. The top 10 list was atrocious. You're supposed to talk about politics or something. Here we are joking about gay zombies.
Which we did. We did.
I was thinking, though, if the torso fell off, that'd be a big, like, deal breaker kind of. But what if there's just the head or, like, one of the arms? Anyway.
It's a matter of how much the torso fell off.
Well, I guess it depends on the zombie rules, like whether they can put their limbs back on or not. You know?
Yeah.
Because if they can't, then it's a lost cause already. Why are you going to stop?
Again, finish first, then help the zombie.
Yeah, if they can, then maybe you should help them just so, like, maybe there's a timer on it. But if you could just put them on whenever, then yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now it's I guess it would be like good etiquette to help them like pick their arm up, though, huh?
Oh, of course. You know, if you did it, that would be
You're having gay butt sex with a zombie. You gotta pay attention
if
to
you
the
want to
etiquette.
have gay butt sex with a zombie more than once, sure.
That's right. Well, there's got to be a code, you know.
These are the types of serious topical issues that we cover on the Whitfield.
Hey,
Whitfield
we didn't
Report.
make a show about gay zombie butt sex, okay? HBO did.
We're just
That's-
talking about it.
That's true. But no, here's one thing I will
told you,
say.
gay pornography is hot, Sam. HBO knows it. They got a gay pornography butt sex show.
Here's one thing I will say
Actually,
about
HBO has a lot of those, don't they?
yeah.
Yeah, see, they know what sells. Gay fucking butt sex shows. Or shows with floppy wieners. Why is it every time I watch a show made by HBO, there's dicks out, but none of them are hard?
Blame George R. Martin for that.
It predates that shit. Hey, like, you look at some of the older shit. Oz, there's some floppy dicks all over. Oz is a great show, and you understand why there's some floppy dicks. But
And now Rumble decided to shut out Max.
that's right, because they don't want me exposing the floppy dick conspiracy, Sam. What it is if they show you enough floppy dicks, that you'll be comfortable with that, so that they can put chemicals in the water to turn the friggin' frogs gay.
So it's not the Bush's fault. It's all HBO's fault.
Right, both. Because well, I mean, HBO is just a part of the conspiracy with the lizard men and the snake people and probably the underwater amphibians too now.
It's well, you know, and
that's why they can hide, Sam, is because they have this mega city underwater.
And all that is still less gay than
You guys thought The Last of Us was gonna be good. If you thought The Last of Us, not
no,
you,
yeah,
but like if you thought The Last of Us was gonna be good, seriously, in this day and age, don't assume anything's gonna be good until after it comes out and like you get a confirmed source.
Well, all I can say is at least they were accurate to the source material.
What are we assuming that's good?
Oh, I was just laughing at anybody that assumed that The Last of Us would be good, especially season 2. Because like obviously that was it literally we outlined the plot. It's murder, gay butt sex. You do the murder and then you do the sex, but not gay. That's a hell of a story.
And then they were going to do part 3 in the game, but part 2 bombed so hard that they like decided to cancel. But they're going to do season 3 in the show, supposedly.
So they get to continue without source material.
Well,
full of gay butt sex.
Well, what's funny about that, Morpheus, is judging from what I'm seeing, HBO is not like they've lost viewers for the last of season 2. So HBO might even say, yeah, no, we're you know, we got some real stinkers, but we're not doing this again. So,
oh my God, you think there will be gay zombie butt sex in Fallout season 2? They got zombies.
I mean, was there in the game? Because I mean, if so, then
well,
why
you
not?
could totally butt sex up some of the zombies in the Fallout franchise. if you were so inclined.
Are you?
Ghouls.
I mean, I never did that, so I don't know.
No, but it's possible for you as a dude in a Fallout game to fuck a dude who's a ghoul. Yes.
Oh well, then Hollywood obviously they'll take that route because
Right. It is possible for you to do this, so that should be the entire premise of the show.
Well, obviously, then Hollywood.
That's what people love about Fallout, Sam, is fucking ghouls when they're gay.
I mean,
I know that's what everybody played it for, right?
I mean, I played it for like.
Man, does anybody actually like the romances in a Bethesda game ever?
No.
Ever?
No.
They're always so cringe.
I really like romances in any RPG, to be honest.
Cyberpunk with what's her face was all right. The only option you have is a straight dude.
Pan Am.
Pan Am, yeah. Pan Am and V as a straight couple, if you play it right, is actually pretty well written and subtle.
Yeah,
and
it
a lot
is.
of depth to it. Cyberpunk handled theirs. I don't know about any of the other relationships because one was if you're a gay dude and the other one was a dyke or whatever, and then there was a tranny. But if you pick the one heterosexual option, it's a pretty good story, and it actually ties right into the ending too.
Which in my mind is kind of the canon ending. I know everyone loves the idea of giving the body over to Johnny, but that is kind of a dick move.
That's definitely a dick move.
Right, I rode off with Pan Am into the sunset, knowing V's gonna die in 6 months because he gets his happy ending.
As did I.
So did I. Although there is a possibility.
Oh, my first playthrough anyway.
I think the majority of people chose that option the first time through.
Although there is a possibility, if you believe that that's canon, that he's not going to die because the avocados, which are used to purposely mispronounce as avocados, just to piss people off. But the avocado clan, as I like to call them, supposedly had ways to like fix the
Yeah, I know they added the DLC. I haven't played and all that, but I just go with that was my canon ending, and I was just pointing out that I think that romance was handled well. I think The Witcher can handle it's a little bit okay, but it's also The Witcher loves its sex scenes, man. And
it's better than most, but yeah.
The Witcher takes away your consent as a player, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
Because if given a choice, I usually don't pursue a romantic option in any video game, and The Witcher takes away your choice in that several times throughout the whole franchise.
Yeah, that is true.
You guys don't care. I do. You know what I mean?
I can see that take.
Because if I'm trying to play a game as I would fucking play it morally to see how the story plays out most of the time. That's my first playthrough. And so morally, I would reject these broads.
Yeah, although you say that, but then you also play the Old Republic, where you always play as a Sith.
Well, that's not my first playthrough. That's like my 8th playthrough of the Old Republic.
I thought you said it was
some of the newer content I hadn't played before, but I figured then I'm committed to the bit, right? Yeah. I have other characters I could go back and play them on as a goody-goody. It actually plays better if you're super evil throughout because you're trying to become the emperor, and the emperor that's there, he's like not like you're the commander of both the Alliance and the Sith.
Yeah, no, that is.
And so I just chose to stay a Sith because I could have turned, but it seemed stupid at that point. Regardless, Sam, I made one evil playthrough. It's all you think of. I'm telling you, every time I play a game, I play as the ultra goody hero the first time.
No, I know.
But also, I don't care for romance options in games. Whether that's that has nothing to do with role play. I don't care for them. I think they're cringe.
Yeah, they are cringe.
I don't know. They seem to think everybody that's all they talk about. That's why I don't want to play Baldur's Gate 3, is because as I understand it, there was a bug in the original versions where your companions were like ultra horny for you, and they just they discovered that it was maybe turned up way too high, and they left it that way on purpose because people like it. Well, I don't like it.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why I haven't played Baldur's Gate 3.
And I'm a super fan of Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, by the way. Way more than you might say you are, but I played in 1996. I waited in line to get Baldur's Gate 3's Baldur's Gate 1's expansion, Tales of the Sword Coast. And in 2001, I waited in line again to get the original release on my mega PC of Baldur's Gate 2, and played through like 200 hours of that campaign when it came out. And I've played it several times since then. Good, evil, whatever. It plays very differently each time. And the fact that they made it all about sexing up your companions in the third game makes me so turned off by it that I just don't want to play it.
Yeah, I can understand that for sure.
That's not what the other ones were about, actually. Your companions as a romance option was not even really that much of a thing.
Yeah, it is weird to me that they make like romance mechanics like such a integral part of
because of Dragon Age and Mass Effect. It worked. It brought in like a casual audience,
and then they blame the gamers for being gooners and not the fucking devs.
Yeah, it's like you brought in a casual audience of gooners that like that shit. Of course they like that shit. Now you're mad they like that shit. Well, I didn't like that shit. You could have kept doing the old shit like you did it before, and I would have liked it a lot. Dragon Age is where I started. Actually, I never played the third one because I felt the second one got a bit aggressive about that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. If it's a fucking fantasy RPG, why can't my fantasy be I ain't into any of these hosts? Right?
That is the other weird thing too, is like I have tried to play
pick a waifu, right?
Well, no, it is weird because like I have tried to play some of these RPGs where
waifu simulator,
where like you just don't pick a romance option at all, and they still force you to pick one to progress the game.
Yeah, you're expecting that's what I'm saying.
Into the bare gay sex in Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that one is like a super specific fucking series of choices, so I'll give it that. There's one in Baldur's Gate 3 that's not, though. If you walk into a certain location, there's two ogres having sex. That happens regardless of whatever, and it's played for comedy, which I actually think is funny. And then the gay bear sex thing, hey, if you choose the druid guy and then also choose to convince him to be a bear and then have sex with you, you really wanted that, so I don't actually have a problem with that. What my problem is that they're constantly trying to initiate romance with you to where you have to reject them.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
I shouldn't have to do that. I should have to pursue them. It should be the opposite.
Gale is very, very obvious in that game.
Yeah. And none of their shit's good writing, good romance. It's, I don't know. It's not for me. So, yeah, I'm just turned off by all the romance options in all the games all the time, except the one notable exception I will point to of Pan Am, as well as I did enjoy at least my version of Henry and Teresa in Kingdom Come, which sucks because in the sequel they say she cheated on you regardless.
That's dumb.
Yeah.
Teresa wouldn't do that.
No. Not after I saved her from getting raped.
If anything, it would be Henry that cheats, not Teresa.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't like that as a choice, stylistically. But hey, that does happen, though. But at least if you only play the first game, you can have a happy ending with Teresa. You have to have a happy start, though. If you let her get raped, you're kind of an asshole if you pursue her as a relationship after that.
Facts.
Also, if you tell her that you let her get raped, she doesn't even seem to care.
Yeah, that pissed me off in the first one.
Yeah,
she should at least get pissed off.
Yeah, that's a downer because, like, if you were following the story and you felt about the story at all, you would probably feel compelled to tell her, right? Especially when it leads you towards confessing and going on a pilgrimage and kind of converting later in the game.
Yeah.
So you would have to tell her if you were playing it right? But if you do tell her, it doesn't even really have much dialogue about it. And she's just like, I don't want to talk about it.
My favorite part.
But I didn't have to tell her shit, Sam, because I accidentally ran into those guys on my horse and they started chasing me, and so they didn't rape her. I totally thought I was saving the day, and I like bump into the guys and then they start hitting me. I was like, oh shit, and I ran away. But apparently I was a hero for doing that, Sam.
Well, of course you are, Max.
Turns out the most heroic thing to do is like idiotically bump into a dude and then run away like a chicken. Big hero.
Well, yeah, you kind of have to run away in that first because if you're an idiot like I am and you try and fight them, you're gonna get your ass kicked every time.
That's right, because dude's barely ever picked a sword up in his whole life. You would get your ass kicked. They're like professional soldiers with
the only way
full
you
gear.
Don't do that is if you intentionally over level yourself before you're leaving.
Yeah, you have to like sit there and like grind.
Yep.
There's not even quests or anything. So nobody would do that. You're supposed to leave weak.
Yep.
You're supposed to run away. But the question is, do you just run away and let her get raped? Do you try and fight them and get killed? Or do you try and distract them? I accidentally got the third one.
You're not supposed to, on your 4th or 5th playthrough, over-level yourself like Mort did on his, again, 4th or 5th playthrough, and then deal with them.
Yeah. Which basically has the same result as if you run away. Except that she's like, oh, it's cool you did that. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. There's a bit of choice, but not as much as you might like. But, like, really, the Henry and Teresa story after that point is pretty cute. They like to go on walks. As long as you stay faithful, there will be temptation along the way, but you can absolutely reject it. The pilgrimage story, I think, makes all of that feel better, too. There's other hoes you could fuck, too. In that game, there's all kind of hoes you can fuck in that game, but that's not how I play these games. Because, like I say, if I wanted porn, I would like watch porn. I'm out there to kill bad guys.
Yeah, I'm still working on getting my swordsman level up because man, that the combat in that game is tough at first just to learn.
Yeah, you literally just I would
the way I've described it is more realistic Skyrim.
Yeah, it actually feels a lot better than like games like Skyrim. Although I was playing Oblivion Remastered, I just switched over to because Palworld had an update where it's cross-play now. I might be able to play with my wife, so that could be fun. I'm playing that. It's actually it's a good little survival game. I've played a lot of survival games, and it's definitely easy to onboard into that one. Probably the easiest to onboard ever.
And I've been playing a little bit of V-Rising also because they got a new update.
Yeah, see, that was the one I was torn between. But she plays Palworld. Like, she'll actually play Palworld. That was my deciding factor.
That's reasonable.
But yeah. What else is in the news, Sam? War, famine, Houthis.
Trump met with
gay pornography.
Well, Trump met with the Prime Minister of Canada, which is kind of like, I wouldn't say it's gay pornography, but I mean it's the It's
funny how wildly he turned his opinion about Trump in a couple days.
Oh yeah. I actually have a super cut of that that I found today. That's pretty funny. If you want to.
So you do have some gay pornography for us of Mark Carney sucking Trump's dick. Yeah, let's go.
Cool.
Yeah, pretty much.
Audience just tunes out like, no, I don't want to see that. No, I mean figuratively.
Yeah.
And literally. It's a little slurpy. Kind of wet. You know? A little sloppy. He's a carny. What do you expect? But he will, Sam, put his pinky in your butthole when he does it.
So,
are we ready?
So yeah, this is a super Trump's meeting with Carney, which, by the way, is a perfect name for a prime minister, I think. So
I don't think we can change Donald Trump. I don't think so. Not at this stage.
Get you to lift tariffs on Canada.
No.
Why not?
Just the way it is.
And a person who draws his inspiration from President Trump, like Pierre Poilievre, will kneel down before him.
You're a transformational president, focus on the economy with a relentless focus on the American worker, securing your borders, ending the scourge of fentanyl and other opioids, and securing the world.
Before he stands up.
that after saying that Poilievre would be Trump's bootlicker, huh?
Glug, 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 glug. Sorry.
Up to him. He's in sync with President Trump.
I thought you were excellent, and I think we have a lot of things in common.
Pierre Poilievre is also choosing to be willfully blind to the many and growing threats that face our country.
We don't really want cars from Canada, and we put tariffs on cars from Canada, and at a certain point, it won't make economic sense for Canada to build those cars. And we don't want steel from Canada because we're making our own steel, and we're having massive steel plants being built right now as we speak. We really don't want Canadian steel, and we don't want Canadian aluminum and various other things.
What the big
Can I? That is what it looks like to watch a man get cucked. Yeah, we don't want any of their shit. We don't want their steel. We don't want their fucking cars. We're going to tariff the shit out of it as he just stands there looking at him with his mouth hanging open like a fucking fluffer at a gay porn convention. Let's go, Sam.
Well, he is a carny, literally.
companies are producing, by and large, are not products that we are consuming. There's some element of that, but by and large, a steel company, how much steel are you using these days, Todd? I mean, not as much we used to. So anyway,
Trudeau, when I spoke to him, I used to call him.
So that's that's Carney admitting that Canada doesn't have steel or any valuable resources. I just want to point that right there too.
Yup.
Governor Trudeau, I think that probably didn't help his election. But when I spoke to him, I said, "So why are we taking your cars? Why are we taking we want to make them ourselves." I mean, I said, and if the price of your cars went up, or if we put a tariff on your cars of 25%, what would that mean to you? He said, that would mean the end of Canada. He actually said that to me. And I said, that's a strange answer, but I understand his answer. But no, I mean, it's hard to justify subsidizing Canada to the tune of maybe $200 billion a year. We protect Canada militarily, and we always will. We're going to, that's not a money thing. But we always will. But, it's not fair.
So yeah, that's the Canadian Prime Minister getting cucked by Trump.
And then he's gonna go back to his fucking voter base and be like, "I did it. I stood up to him." Look.
Yeah, well, he definitely stood up for Trump.
Yeah, he stood in the corner while Trump had sex with his industry.
Yeah,
and he watched it in shame.
He probably partially liked it too.
Well, he's Canadian, Sam. They all like being a cock. It's part of their fucking national identity.
That's true. Oh, we just pissed off the two people in Canada who tune into the.
Damn. I'm getting them one by one, Sam. Every country gets a turn. Let me tell you something, Argentina. You suck.
If we had Argentina listeners, I would actually be impressed.
Well, I just want to make sure that if we do, that they're offended, that their place is terrible. I don't like it very much.
Well, it is terrible.
Canadians, I mean, look, if the Canadians are watching get mad that I called them cucks, ask yourself for a second, but is Canada really cucky?
The funny thing is, the Canadians who do watch the program are like, that's true.
Yeah, I bet that's what I'm saying. Is like they wouldn't be offended. They're like, oh my God, get these cucks away from me. There's too many cucks everywhere, all voting to like, duh, let's import all the people. Duh. Oh, it doesn't matter if they rape kids. Let's just bring them in.
Oh yeah, did you?
I'm sure Canadians love when you bring in child molesters, Sam. I'm sure the average Canadian just fucking adores it.
Well, that's one thing that the Fake Untitled podcast covered this past week is the fact that Britain is apparently like now admitting that happened, and
no, they admitted it. Wow.
And not even like a hey, we're sorry from the British government. More like, well, that happened.
Yep, it did happen. Yep.
The British are never sorry. Come on now.
The British have no spine.
Yep.
Facts.
On behalf of the Crown, we feel really, really bad that all those kids got raped. Next question. No more questions.
If they had anything, they'd deal with the illegal immigration in their own country.
Which,
but they all got opinions on how we should do it and about Trump, right?
Yeah, well, according to them, we should just let them all in.
Mm-hmm. Well, you keep letting them all in you're a fucking shithole.
I hope Conor McGregor wins, in his bid for Ireland's prime minister.
Well, he is a winner. We know that.
Well, yeah, I mean, he is a winner and he would do a good job. But I think that would also be like funny too.
That's right. Make Ireland Irish again.
Yeah.
That's very Irish, Sam, because that's what they say after they're drunk, right? Yeah.
Well, yeah, you and I would know that, right? I mean, you're more Irish than I am.
And I've said that exact thing, and I'm not sure what it meant then, and I'm not really sure what it means now, but it means something. If you know, then you're probably retarded too. Welcome.
No, Max, not all Irish are retarded.
No, yes, every single Irish is retarded, Sam. It's in our genes. You didn't know that?
Wait, so you mean to tell me I'm crippled and partially retarded?
Yeah.
As well.
Well, not partially. You can't be partially retarded. You're either retarded, which means like, stunted, right? Or you're not. So you can't. That's the problem with being a full retard, Sam, is you can never go full retard, but it's out of your hands.
I love how Sam is a crippled, retarded author.
That's right.
Yes.
And he's not even close to the first. There's been a lot of crippled, retarded authors, Sam, if you think about it.
That's actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, that is actually true.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's the secret sauce, Sam, is when you're crippled and retarded, but can also write.
Ernest Hemingway.
There you go. You got the king I was exactly thinking of.
Who, by the way, I don't know if this is true, but supposedly, like
Emily Dickinson was crippled and retarded, Sam.
Well, yeah, that is true. Helen Keller.
Shit.
I mean,
it's the rantings of a crazy lady. How is it not fire art?
Yeah. Well, Helen Keller.
Well, like Emily Dickinson's so deep, and I'm like, no, she had schizophrenia, and she wrote words that came into her head. Don't think too much about it. They sound good though.
Well,
Charles Manson could do the same thing, you know.
But Max, Charles Manson is evil, or was he?
Well, the CIA is pretty evil in regards to that as
Well,
well.
yeah, well that's true. So.
And he made fire music. I don't care if he was evil. Some of the fucking dude, I listen to music of like people that have killed people for sure. That doesn't dissuade me. Art is art.
No. Yeah. Doesn't dissuade me either.
Now, pedophiles is a different story, Sam. I don't fuck with pedophiles. If you're making art and you're a pedophile, I'm probably not gonna check that shit out. But if you killed somebody, it depends. I mean, you know, there's some like I don't want to check out the Columbine kids' art, right? Because they're edgy and they would want you to look at it. But I mean, like Charles Manson was just like making music, you know what I mean? And it's like, what's his music has nothing to do with murdering people. It's usually about love, actually, and sex and happiness and fighting the man.
Yeah.
And not getting butt raped in prison. He's got a lot of songs about how not to get butt raped in prison.
Almost as if he knew he was going to go to prison.
No, he wrote them in prison, Sam.
So what you're saying is he knew how to not get butt raped in prison.
Right. So, hey, if you ever find yourself, young man, if you ever find yourself and you're gonna go to prison, cop you the Charles Manson album that he recorded at San Quentin and just listen to that. And there's like 5 songs on it that are basically just advice on how not to get butt raped in prison. And he would know because he was in prison longer than any person in American history, Sam.
Yeah, he was in prison longer than I've been alive.
By a lot. By almost double. Actually, no, more than double.
Which means that he was in prison for almost as long as you were alive, too. Yeah.
More than double yours is still a lot more than me, sir. I'm not that fucking old, Sam.
Yes, we are, man.
He was in prison for almost 80 years.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's double us, Max.
Between when he was born in prison, he got sent to reform school when he was a kid. He got out, got arrested for stealing a car, got out, the murders happened, and went back to jail for the rest of his life. He was only out of jail for like 3 or 4 years total in his entire existence.
Jeez. That's and people.
No, but clearly he was just evil. It wasn't like the system's broken or anything.
Yeah, and he was just crazy. It's not like the system made him that way.
Yeah.
So
also, his mom sold him to a pedophile for a pitcher of beer. So that's fun.
Yeah, that I did know, and yeah.
Well, I'm just wondering if it was a good beer. You know?
You would hope.
That's Mother of the Year right there, right? And the thing is the reason that story resonates with people is because everybody knows one of them single moms that would do the exact same fucking thing.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. Too many of them people around, man. Where you're just like, yeah, if I heard the story that bitch sold her kids for drugs or a pitcher of beer or something, I wouldn't be surprised. There's a lot of them around. Don't knock up crazy bitches. Man, that's another rule. Don't get raped in prison. Don't knock up crazy bitches. Sound advice.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. You would know, Sam. You've knocked up all kinds of crazy bitches. You know how many little Sams are running around out there? It's crazy.
Thankfully, I've fucked crazy bitches, but never knocked one up.
That you know of, sir.
No, I would know by now. Trust me.
Well, that's true.
I live in New York. They would come for me for fucking child support.
Or would they?
New York State would
Mortheous, did you know that we have on the line your long-lost daughter? No, I'm just fucking with you. Turns out her mom didn't want to talk. She didn't want child support either. Here she is. And then you know what the call would be if I set that up? We'd go to the person on the phone and it would just be like robot noises.
Beep, 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 boop, boop.
No, it would be the
sounds.
It would be the dial up internet sounds from back in the
And just have an interview with it back and forth. No, yeah, Sam. If you're not a promiscuous guy, you would know if you have a kid or not. I know you don't understand because you're one of them promiscuous guys.
Who, me?
Sam,
I can.
Do you have any unknown children?
You might be able to get away with it in Florida, sir.
You were not nearly as certain about your answer as Mortheous. That's what I mean. He knows because he still probably knows all them broads to some degree. He probably got them on.
I do.
I at least know where they are. Yes.
I know where mine are too.
I don't mean to be disrespectful to your ex-girlfriend to call them broads like that more, but yeah, he probably knows where to find them, and if they had kids, he would kind of have figured that out by now.
Yeah, same here.
Well, then why'd you have to think about it?
As a matter of fact, most of them do have kids now, but the timeline doesn't match up, so they're not mine.
Yeah, same. I did have one chick try and claim that she had a kid with me, and it was like, well, that's convenient considering that we never did anything.
Are you sure?
Immaculate Conception, Sam.
Oh yeah, that was something that she claimed too. I'm like, yeah.
So we've confirmed Sam's got a little bastard child running around out there.
My listen.
At least one.
Listen, if that were true, my mom's first reaction would be, "I have a grandchild. I'm so happy."
True.
I'm not
but not
joking.
Necessarily yours. It depends on how crazy the girl is.
That's also true.
Because then you're like, Mom, that girl's crazy, and she's like, I don't care. I got a grandkid. That's when you run into problems. See, this is why you don't knock up random women, Sam.
You don't fuck crazy, or if you do fuck crazy, you only go to a certain level.
Yeah, we got to get out the crazy chart and teach him. You cannot go beyond yellow. Once you get to orange,
danger, Will Robinson.
I've never gone.
And don't ask about red. That's where the real crazies is.
If you go into red, you're gonna end up dead.
That's right. That's why it's red. Red means either you'll be dead, she'll be dead, somebody'll be dead.
I've never gone in. I've never gone.
If you're gonna go into red, either you're gonna die, go get dead, or you're gonna end up in jail.
She doesn't know about the crazy women chart. You're in
I will post it in the more.
I mean, well,
section
sometimes she does peek out into the yellows and maybe the oranges, but mostly she's green.
I can.
There was a peak. That was a little bit of a peak right there.
I can see her. I can see her even off camera. I can see her off camera looking, staring daggers at you right now.
Yeah, but with a big old smile, which means it's okay. The thing is when she gets more mad, her smile gets smaller.
I will beat the shit out of you.
Maxine, hide the body.
I'm a lot of body to hide though, and she's not very strong.
A really sharp knife.
Careful, yeah. Careful with that logic, Max.
I don't know. I'll be all right.
I once made the mistake of saying a chick wasn't very strong either, and
yeah, but she's not in the orange or the red, so I don't worry that she's actually gonna kill me. Well, she just peeks into the orange sometimes and throws things at me. Yeah, orange.
Well, that you know of. See, I didn't think.
Yes, well, you scooted right through yellow and threw things at me. That's like the bottom of the orange.
Oh, you are so in trouble.
Oh, sorry. You never seen the chart?
No, I've seen the chart.
I will post it in the more section in Gilded after the show.
Our friend Craig needs to see the chart. I don't think he's seen the chart, Mortheous.
I'm sure Craig has seen the chart. He just doesn't give a fuck about the chart.
That's true too.
There's just guys that are like that, and more power to them. But guys like that usually end up at the very least with painful payment plans, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes they end up without a dick, Sam. Just asked John Bobbitt.
Oh yeah. Yeah, thanks for Yeah, no, I'm not going into Lorena territory.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because your thing would be lying on the side of the road with the cops looking for it with flashlights. They found it, Sam. They reattached it.
What's it? It's bad.
He did a porno flick with it reattached.
Listen, it's bad enough that it's bad. He what?
She asked if they put a rod in it, and I don't know, but that makes sense. You'd put a rod in the rod, right? You know. I wonder if it's extendable so he can be hard when he needs to. Like, it's just like it's got like a little metal bit that sticks out the side when he needs to be erect. He just slides it out. Freak!
So in other words, he's more crippled than I am.
Oh, that's the worst cat. And Mortheous is gone. He's like, that is too much. Or his internet died. One or the other.
Yeah.
Or he's on the Nazi moon fighting pussy. What was it I say? Yeah, that.
What?
He's on the moon fighting Nazis.
Yeah, that's what I said.
You said pussy.
Yeah.
Slaying pussy, yeah.
Oh my god.
But well, knowing more, he was saying he's back. And so he's done
And he's gone again. You cursed it, Sam. You gotta wait a second at least. Because now it looks like he wasn't actually here, like you're making shit up. Because he's not here. He's not been here, and when he gets back, he'll tell us that he's back. But you just say he's back when he's not here to fuck with the audience, Sam. I have a problem with that. These are good paying customers. Oh, wait, they're good people. They love this show, and they don't like to be lied to, Sam.
Although it's interesting that you say that, because they can become, good paying customers too by by clicking the link to sign
that's what
up.
everybody wants to be.
Well, for our show, heck yes.
Hell yeah.
They want to sign up for Rumble Premium using the link in our description. Which
That's true. We just did a reaction to a weird, very Christian play on our premium stream. She was on camera with me. It was we talked a lot about religion.
Oh, I actually did a reaction stream yesterday for the premium viewers.
And you don't go searching while you're on air.
Where I was actually watching the ABC Sunday morning interview of ABC interviewing Trump on his first 100 days in office, and the reporter was being like purposely like hostile, and Trump wasn't having it. And I really never like to watch corpo news stuff because I find it cringe, and it was cringe. But for the premium subscribers, folks, I'm willing to sit through cringe.
Well, I'll tell you, Sam, we got some content lined up as well. Obviously, tomorrow I'm doing Cringing Over Coffee, the Juggalo edition. So we're going to look at some stuff. The premium content for that is going to be, we're going to watch Big Money Hustlers, me and the wife, and that'll be fun.
Magic ninjas what? Magic ninjas what?
And for the mainstream, I'm going to watch some cringy takes about underground hip hop. I also found a guy, Sam, that made an anti-Semitic diss rap to a friend of the show, Necro. And he calls himself a rapper. And here, spoiler, he's going to be a part of the show for sure, Cringing Over Coffee, because he claims to be a rapper. That's his whole identity. He's now a rapper that's now talking about politics. And he goes by Politic. And what really he is, he's me. He's an old guy that did a lot of roadie stuff, but he recorded raps. But all his raps, he never made a beat. It's all stolen beats, and he sucks. And he's going to sit there and criticize Necro, and he even made a diss song on him, which is like blatantly anti-Semitic. So that'll be fun to look at tomorrow, cringing over that, as well as the other guy that says like Juggalo culture is racist. He has a 40-minute rant about it. I'm going to react to that. Look at some Juggalo culture stuff that's cringy in and of itself, and just overall have a good time. And then we're going to watch Big Money Hustlers after the stream, premium behind the paywall, so you can get that as well as Sam's premium content and many, many others if you just click the Rumble Premium button down below. Also, but hey, if you don't have the money, that's fine. You can also help us out if you just like the video, comment, subscribe, follow, or any of that fun shit. Just show it to your friends. We appreciate you. Come check us out on Twitter, all that stuff. And Sam happens to be an award-winning author.
Yeah, of Night of the Vigilante, which is
I hear that's shoo-in for Book of the Year at the next Tim Awards.
Yeah. And also it's been a big seller on Amazon too for the last 2 months. So thanks to everyone who has purchased the book and left reviews too. That's
huge. That helps out so much.
That's huge, and that helps us out. And also
and shout out to the people who listen on Spotify and iTunes as well. If you could leave reviews and things, that's also nice. And we know a large portion listens on those platforms, and we're thankful for them.
Indeed.
I don't know if they listen or watch more. I'm not really sure how people view on Spotify, but and iTunes or Apple Podcasts or whatever it is. But it's cool that people do, right? Like we just do the live shows, and then you just see, wow, a lot of people are listening on there too. So that's shout out to them. I wanted to mention that other artist I was making fun of, Sam. When I looked at him up, spoiler alert, he had literally 0 listens ever on Spotify, and I just laughed. He's like, I'm a big rapper.
Yeah.
He got 0 monthly listens, and then I was like, does he have any listens ever? And so I never clicked on any of his songs just to see, but they showed, none of them had even 1. Imagine that. That's tough. You don't even listen to your own song one time? Anyway, your book is actually getting real people to buy it and leave positive reviews, which is great. And it's also received positive peer review. Like, we make jokes about it, makes your dick bigger and all that stuff. But, like, honestly, you've gotten your peers, fellow authors, best-selling and award-winning authors in their own right in a lot of cases, do like your book. That's not a joke. That's not a work. That's real.
Right. Although it's not a work that makes your dick bigger either.
No, that's real too. It makes your dick bigger, infinite IQ points, more attractive to the women. What was the other one? Oh, and invincible, immune to bullets. We found this out this week, Sam.
That explains why people were sending me emails about like what caliber bullet they should
Yeah.
Now I know.
That's right. If you read the full thing, you should be able to take a 22 like it's nothing. But don't try that at home. This is the results that we're finding in the lab.
Yeah. In a don't try we're finding these results in a super controlled
I have the professional offenseologists on this, and they are finding that if you read the book at least 73 times, your skin just gets tougher. That's just how it works.
Well, that explains all the Kindle Unlimited reads too. I'm not even joking. I haven't advertised the book much this month because May just started, and already people are finding on Kindle Unlimited, and it's been, out of all the books, this one has been performing the best on Kindle Unlimited, and I think that might partially be because it's a Western, and that genre does really well on Kindle Unlimited.
Well, congrats on that, and thanks to everybody reading it. That's so cool.
Yeah, so and I haven't had too many author interviews on the Monday show as of late, but we'll be getting some more.
Well, I mean, it was a good hard politics show this week, I think.
Yeah.
As always, when you have him on, he breaks things down in a really good way. And like I said, I liked his stance. He was very objective about things.
Yeah, me too. I mean, look, I've known Gabe for honestly, he and I were actually talking about this. I've known those guys for literally a decade, actually more at this point, almost, because. Well, geez, yeah, 2015. So yeah, it literally has been a decade at this point.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's no, that was a good one. You constantly provide a good Monday show. I'll say this. Tomorrow I get the Cringing Over Coffee plus the premium stream for a Juggalo edition. Friday is, I believe, the debut of the season 3 of Bits and Bones, which I got a thing to get to you soon. Mortheous, probably tomorrow morning.
Yep.
Okay. New art and stuff, new music.
And then.
Well, I wanted if you got any.
Art by Maxine, new music by Sam.
And so what you got? Bringing the usual crew to the Friday night. That sounds like a lot of fun to me.
Yeah, and then Saturday.
Yep.
I don't have any original program for Saturday, but I've been replaying old episodes on Saturday mornings, and I replayed your first appearance on the show, and this time in its entirety, since the first time I tried it, it crashed partway through. But that was a fun show to look back on, and I guess Steve Stratton actually watched the whole thing, which God bless him, because it's 4 hours long. But man, that was a fun show.
Yeah,
so.
I like both of us doing some best ofs, but I know Saturday she's got a plan for her show. I think something spooky.
Yeah, I can't remember though. I have to go back and watch the our show.
Something spooky that she can't remember, and it's Wednesday. Well, then we'll see.
I have time.
And so, yeah, I got a couple other things that I'm not going to specify when, but I've been working on stuff quite a bit, Sam. And of course, I'm working also on like RTO theater type idea. And just we're trying to put out a bunch of stuff. It was a successful first month for us, Right to Offend Media, as the part of the creative program. And now we're in it with you, which is even cooler. This is going to be a lot of fun. I'm having fun and trying to make something fun and fun.
And I'm also critiquing old. I'm going to be critiquing old, or I should say, older movies. For premium content as well. So,
I guess another sale on the Rumble Premium is you can watch our older premium content as well. And we have quite a bit. Me and Maxine did like 10 hours last month. We've already got 3 this month. And the one we just did, it was her idea from during Sandwich Makers when I pointed out this play. It's called Heaven's Gate and Hell's Flame.
Yeah.
And we watched the whole thing as produced in this particular church because they do it differently, and pointed out that it's basically a scam, one, and the showing the messaging, it was really awful. And then so we kind of spurred quite a bit about scripture, religion, and our relationship with it, both of us, as well as this play. And you can catch that right now if you have Rumble Premium. It's Max and Maxine React 3, I think, or Max and Maxine React to Heaven's Gate and Hell's Flame.
Yeah, I started to check that out, and it was good. So,
yep, and so we got more stuff like that coming, all kinds of ideas and things, but I wanted to get all the promo through because it's been 3 hours. I don't know if you want to wrap up or not, but at least we got the promo done.
Yeah, I think 3 hours is a good thing. That's the other thing too, folks. Is
I'll also probably be streaming video games at various points.
Yeah. No, people have been asking, Sam, why have you been streaming every single day this week? Because I have, and that's kind of part of the deal with the Rumble partner program. We have to stream an X amount of hours, but I also enjoy doing it. And I'll also be on vacation next week, so trying to double up before I'm headed off. So
yeah, get your hours in, brother. I try and drop in when I see it, Send me a message if you want to, because sometimes I don't always catch Twitter. Like if you just tweet it. But I try to be there for when you're streaming, or at least retweet for everybody. And I'm gonna probably make a Discord of we've been putting that off too long. Like nobody likes using the Gilded anymore.
Yeah, no, they kind of broke it, to be honest.
So look forward to. We'll probably by next. If I say it on the air, I'll do it. By next week, I'll have a Discord server up for the show.
Awesome.
Even if it's like rough around the edges. And any other business we've got, gentlemen? I don't think so.
Nope. I think that'll just about do it tonight for tonight's show. Like I said, I'll be back tomorrow afternoon at some point with some primo content. But until then, take care. Appreciate everyone tuning in, and I'll be back for the Monday show, and then Wednesday I'll be gone. So Max and Mort will be filling in on Wednesday. But until then, take care and God bless, and happy Mother's Day too to all the moms out there. Even though it's a few days early. But thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk a chat down the road, folks.
The right to offend is not some pesky little part of freedom of speech that we have to put up with. It is the heart and soul and lungs of freedom of speech. It is the coursing lifeblood of human progress. It is the instigator of liberty and modernity and science and understanding. What a laughing stock today's student leaders are, that they can so casually dismiss the right to be offensive without realizing that their lovely, enlightened lives are the gift of individuals who gave offense. Offensiveness is not just something we have to begrudgingly accept. Offensiveness is the motor of human progress.
Thank you for watching the Whitfield Report live on the Right to Offend Media Network. Make sure to check out Sam's books on Amazon, Audible, and Kindle. You can follow Sam on X at SamW_NGC and the Right to Offend Media Network at RTO Media. Like, comment, subscribe, and share with your friends. And until next time, God bless, God save this great nation. God, freedom, legacy, in that order.